remember this because every time I would come back home from college, they would have a new gadget. They were buying like electric skateboards. They were buying motorcycles. They were buying cars. Pretty much a bunch of egregious shit that they didn't even really need. And it got to the point where they were working 40 hours a week and could hardly afford to eat because all the money they were dishing out was because the interest rates were high and they were
they got a default on the money. You got to declare bankruptcy. You got to, like, bro, because then it's like if you're living with one guy, like, really, the cooldown is like 3.5 years. You have one guy buy all the stuff for one period of time, then you buy all the stuff the next time, and that, see, like, you leapfrog. See, you got to be thinking about this a lot. Yeah, it's the cooldown. Yeah, exactly. Can't default on school loans. Yeah, I know. Like, school loans, so, like, the way that you have to get around that is by not making money. Like, you basically have to assume that they're going to eventually forgive the student loans, and so then you never pay down the principal, and they can't garnish your wages until, like, you make a surprisingly large amount of money. So then you have to figure out other ways that you can invest your money into things that you can monetize or do without allowing it to go above the threshold for wage garnishing. That's what you have to do. Well, like over 400K, yeah, exactly. Like that's you figure out like different ways that you can do that. Military, not anything you can, man. Become a server making tips, yeah.
Trying to pay back these people so that they wouldn't get their stuff repossessed. Eventually, some of their stuff got repossessed, and I remember they had a moment of clarity where they realized the only reason we feel like we're slaves and the only reason we're in such a scarcity mindset all the time is because we've made so much debt. We built up so much debt from buying shit that we don't even need. So they started working 60 hours a week. And at this time, we're in our early 20s. So these jobs are not good jobs. They're just putting in just grind hours, just grunting it out. 60 hours a week, paying off debt for about a year and a half straight. Eventually, they got to the point where they didn't have any debt anymore. Fast forward to today, they're completely out and they don't want to go back into debt. They saved their money. They both make about $100,000 a year. One of my buddies just called me a couple days ago and said he makes he just got a $20,000 raise on his salary.
That's a lot. God damn, that's a lot of fucking money. I did that, paid $35K in student loans in 2 years. Yeah, that's a fuck.
And the other buddy owns a pharmacy, is a partial owner in a pharmacy in Kenya. So they're both doing pretty well.
In Kenya,
and it's because once they got out of that scarcity mindset, because they actually got to keep the money that they were making because they weren't.
I think also, like, that's just what happens whenever you're young, right? Is like whenever you're young, you don't have a lot of skills or like experience or anything like that. So like obviously you're going to be dumb.
Buying shit they don't need.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of clarity, and they could actually make decisions with a rational mind instead of just living in a scarcity mindset their entire lives. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't know if the economy is ever going to get any better, but the best thing you can do from my experience is to live way below your means and never go into debt, especially for something you don't need.
And that's a fact.
Yeah, there's so many people, bro. Like, people go crazy with spending money. Like, what's sad about it to me is that there's so many young people that feel like they need to buy all this expensive shit, and they do that, and then they ruin their life. That's what it is. I'll link y'all the video. This is a good video. He write about pretty much everything. I'm gonna be honest. I think so. Like, yo, any young person isn't paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, it's because people try so hard to spend money or to like look good or whatever, and it ends up ruining their life. I think that's really what the problem is. Yeah, buying shit you don't need. Yeah, exactly. Like buying shit you don't need. Isn't it an IRL stupid tax? Yeah, exactly. Of course it is. You know, put medical debt on a credit card. Medical debt doesn't have interest. Well, if with medical debt, what you want to do is you want to say that you're going to pay it in cash. So they have a lower, because like they'll give you a lower amount and then tell them that you're going to do it in payment plans. And then you only pay a small amount of it, and then you never make another payment, and they'll write it off immediately. Like my mom did that like tons of times, right? It's super, super easy. Yeah, it's horrible fucking idea. Don't put that card. Yeah, never put it on a card. Yeah. How does he know? Because I mean, bro, like it is what it is, right? I mean, you gotta like, bro, ABC, always be cheating. Always be cheating. You have to. That's the thing. And it's like you can be like, oh, well, that's not. And by the way, guys, it's not good to do this. It's not good. It's bad to do this. You're about to get audited, bro. Like I actually have not been audited, but they fuck, bro. Like oh god. I had to do a tax payment recently. And yeah, it's been it's not good. I mean, it's not something I'm gonna cry or complain about, right? But like, yeah, I had to do a tax payment recently. Well, now the oh no, yeah, it's a lot quarterly. Yeah, well, no, I set up like it's a no the accountant. Well, I'll tell you this, right? Just the accountant for my taxes is $5,000 a year. Like that's where we're at, and it's a lot. It's not bad. I don't know. The last one I had was like 500. Right? That's a firm price. Yeah, it's a lot. I'll be right back. Gotta read through the gotcha spends. Yeah, actually, I'll be right back.
Why are we not talking about how fucking sick a 40-hour work week is? I'm so sorry. So you're telling me
Sorry.
that I have to wake up at the fucking butt crack of dawn every single day, go and work somewhere that has fluorescent lighting, is
I mean, that's not what I would have complained about, but okay.
cold and uncomfortable
Okay.
for the entirety of the day, and do that 5 times a week? No, like, that's fucking sick.
5 times.
Like, you guys are mentally ill. Like, please get diagnosed.
Uh-huh.
Nobody wants to work anymore. Jeez, nobody wants to work anymore. And what about it? What the fuck about it? No, we don't.
Get a job.
I hate her tone, but I'm gonna try to sympathize. I think Gen Z is dealing with the same.
No, I felt the same exact way whenever I was young. I said, why the fuck do I want to get a job? You know how much time that's going to take away from my life? Like, I got to spend hours at this fucking... I don't want to do this shit. Like, bro, I'm trying to chill with the boys. Like, what am I doing with my life?
problems that millennials have to face, and that's realizing that you ain't special. With the rise of media in the 90s and the rise of social media in the 2000s, people were told that they could do whatever they put their mind to, and that's not true. The truth of the matter is most people hate their jobs. Nobody's passionate about folding pants at the Banana Republic.
That's
and
probably
some people
true.
don't realize technically you don't have to work. You can go harvest your own crops and build your own cabin in the woods, but since you want an iPhone and the cute apartment with the nice lighting, then you got to pay somebody because somebody had to work to build that.
That's
but to be fair and to sympathize with her a little bit more, inflation does kind of ruin it for everybody because not only does it make everything more unaffordable for Gen Z, but it also takes away from the work that you've already put in to earn the money that you've been saving because now that money is worth less than it was before. But she does make it hard to sympathize because I know what that is, that little fake TikTok I'm about to whine voice. It's very easy to hate.
It's annoying.
Day in the life as a 23-year-old product manager at Meta.
That to-do list is just egregious.
Workout and vibe.
It says workout, vibe.
God. Yeah, see, those are the people that, you know, it's like whenever Twitter did those layoffs, I've got a feeling that she probably would have been in that 80%, you know? Yeah.
You can't make this shit up.
Always journal in the morning. I then do a quick workout routine. I get dressed. I try to look cute every day. Got some food at the office. I make a coffee every single morning. I did some work on the roof. Worked until lunch and then ate up there. Here's me being cute.
As of May 2024, the average salary for a product manager at Meta in the United States was $186.
If she's 23 and she got that job, I think that, you know, I got an idea where her mom or dad works. You know, like I gotta just a guess.
$1,000 per lap around the sun. That's just rage bait at this point.
See, that's the one shit that people don't really keep in mind is the fact that the people who are in this situation, like the biggest advantage and privilege that people that grow up wealthy have is networking and access to opportunities like that. So it's not that like the parents can send them to a good school. It's the fact that the parents know the person who works at a company because they used to work there and get them a job like that, right? It's about who you know. It is. It definitely is about who you know. Now, it's not all about that. There's people like Hunter Biden. This dude's, his dad's the president. He's still a crackhead, right? He's still a crackhead. So it's like, despite everything going in his favor, he's still a crackhead. So it's not like it's a guarantee, but it makes it easier, man. It definitely makes it easier.
How do you do that?
I know Mark Zuckerberg seen this video and he was pissed.
Yeah, because mom died, bro. No, I understand the dude's got a bad life in a lot of cases. Like, yeah, 100%, right? But everybody's got problems that they have, and, you know, you gonna be a crackhead, that's bad. I hope Hunter Biden runs for president and he runs, like, crackdown on crime, you know? Like, you know, a logo like that, like, honestly, like, I hope he does that. That'd be fucking funny. Yeah, good spawn point. Yeah, bro, like, he spawned like crazy. The parents are the problem? Yeah, I mean, I don't think the parents are the problem in a lot of cases, but it's definitely a factor. It can be.
Way to get rid of her ass.
You're fired!
Yeah, she gone.
In 2023, Meta fired about 15,000 people, and
I
this
wonder
year they
who
plan
this
on
is.
firing another 10,000 people.
Yeah.
She gotta be on that list.
Yeah,
I'm not
she
gonna
gonna
lie,
be.
y'all, and I know this might seem pessimistic, but I think the companies are just waiting to replace us with AI. At this point, they're
Well, that's not pessimistic. That's smart. Of course that's the case. Of course that's what's happening. It's not even a question. Why would you want to have some girl like this that shows up and it's like makes, you know, working at the company lifestyle? And also, like, we gotta also, like, keep it from, like, another perspective. She could be amazing at her job. She could be, like, insanely amazing and super competent at her job, and the reason why they let her fuck around is because she's that good at it. Because you can see this sometimes in, like, software engineering companies where everybody's wearing a suit and they're all, like, in their 20s, and there's one guy in the back who's 47 and he's wearing, like, pajama pants and a Thor t-shirt, and it looks like he hasn't showered in a week, and he's getting paid more than probably all of them put together. Yeah, because he's the only one who knows how to use the ancient system and, you know, make sure that it works with the new system and ensure a transition to the new system. So, yeah, exactly. Dr. House, yes. So there are instances of people that are clowns that are actually just so insanely good at their job that, you know, the company's like, oh, well, you know, we can be a circus for somebody, right? Definitely. Yeah, ABC always be cheating. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like, that's what I did at the IRS. I thought that mindset, too. I was like, well, listen, like, I'm kind of an idiot and I do things wrong, but I'm going to work as hard as I can so they don't want to get rid of me. Like, that's it. Because I knew I would fuck up. Like, I planned to fuck up. I planned to be an idiot. I planned to get in trouble. Because I knew that that shit would happen even if I tried not to. Because it's me. That's just what's going to happen.
buying time until they can get rid of us.
Yeah.
And the craziest part is I remember when blue-collar workers were complaining about their jobs being replaced by AI, and nobody cared. But the moment those white-collar jobs were getting replaced by AI, people started to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of plumbers don't have Twitter, but a lot of social media managers do. So it's like people in the entertainment industry, big surprise that, you know, accounts and websites that are built around the entertainment industry, they're the ones that are creating the narrative. I think that he's totally fucking right about this. And this isn't some sort of like new revelation, like, oh my God, wow, I can't believe this new thing is happening. Absolutely not. This has been going on for years. It's been going on for 100 years. Like, we used to have assembly lines. Now we don't. We used to have, you know, people that like connect calls. Now we don't. We used to have people that put coal into a train. Now we don't. We used to have people that took care of horses. Now they're mechanics for cars. So yes. Now we have food stamp lines. Well, I mean, some people, we had that then too. How will you replace a plumber with a robot? It will be very hard to. I think that if you want to have like an abstract answer, in 500 years from now, I think that most homes and housing will be made with like certain types of like universal conformities. The same way as like, you know, like on almost every single machine, the power button is like, the power button is like this. I think that it will become like basically modernized, right? And like, you know, it's made into the same like type of utility. Yeah, there'll be a standard, right? Upside down. Yeah, I'm not very good visually, but modular. Yeah, it'll be modular. And so that's what I think will happen in 500 years. Now, what will happen in 50 years? Probably nothing. But yeah.
Operation in America is because more than ever, people are just living two different realities. Compare her job to these guys. Like, how could you ever expect those two types of people to look at the world the same? Which type of person?
Well, you got to also keep in mind that, like, these guys are probably getting paid more than $186,000 a year. Like, these dudes make fucking bank. And the reason why is because this shit is fucking hard. It is insanely brutal. Right? Working on an oil rig or something like this, oh my god. Some do? Yeah, obviously some do, some don't, right? But, like, yeah, this is a serious job. I think that the better comparison is, like, because, like, these guys, at least they're getting paid like crazy, right? They're getting really great money for what they're doing. What really sucks is people that work in, like, fast food, people that work in, like, you know, like, roadside construction. Like, yeah, they're paid well, but, like, nothing like this. And other people that just work in, like, general, like, physical labor, but they're not really being paid a lot of money. Roughnecks make over 180K? Yeah, I bet they probably do, actually. Yeah, I bet they probably do. Yeah, oil rig is harder. Yeah, exactly. I bet they do.
Person is more likely to go, let's give the Ukraine more money.
It's not going, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It ain't going, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't going to work.
There was a listing on Facebook for an apartment, and I've been living in my car for over a year trying to save, and they blocked me and took all my money.
Let's talk about how much I hate my freaking job.
Jesus Christ.
It's 11:30 p.m. and I just got home from the gym. And not to mention, I still need to cook, eat, and shower after this, so I won't even be in bed until 1 a.m. I literally work from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. 5 days a week, and sometimes on the weekends too. And not to mention, I'm barely getting paid anything for the hours that I'm putting in. It's crazy to think that if my parents weren't still helping me with my rent, I would literally be living paycheck to paycheck. And that's insane, dude. That's insane.
Yep.
And I literally still have 2 more months of this busy season. I've been working 60-hour weeks, and I feel like I'm just going fucking insane because I have no time for anything else. My life lately is literally just wake up, work, eat at my desk, work again, and then gym, and then eat, and then sleep, and then repeat that over.
That's right.
For like 5 days straight. And I'm
For
going
50
insane,
years.
bro.
Yep.
And I need a change in career so bad. So if any of you can help me out, I would be super grateful. I have a business degree, and I graduated from UCI. I have President's
Well, you
List.
shouldn't have got a business degree. I have a business degree, too. I learned more from business from World of Warcraft, though. I'll tell you that. Yeah, like, let's be honest, right? Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? There's nothing unreasonable about our concerns here. Trading so much of your life to barely live isn't good. Yeah, no, I think that's the case, yeah. Use his business degree to start a business? Yeah, I mean, it's bad, man. It's bad.
It's on my transcript. Please just help me get out of this job. If you can suggest anything, or if you can get me a referral to one of the companies that you're working at, I would be extremely grateful because I have no time for anything else right now. And I just feel like I'm going crazy. So
if she needs her parents to help her pay rent, she's not ready to be alone. She needs to be at home saving her money, not spreading her
he's fucking right about this. Why are you even living by yourself if you're you know, if like your parents aren't there, like what are you doing that for, right? So is the guy living at home? Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. That's it. The thing is also, like, a lot of people get degrees because that's what they're supposed to do. But most people don't get degrees to get a job. Or, like, they do, but it's, like, some sort of, like, abstract connection. Like, I'm going to get a business degree, and then I'm going to be the president of a company. Like, well, there's going to be something that happens in the middle of that, probably, right? Whereas, like, the people that get degrees for things that are, like, directly useful, like, or, and this is also, like, trade degrees as well, like, IT degrees, obviously, like, computer systems degrees, like a programming degree. Apparently, this isn't, you know, as much the case as it was 10 years ago, from what I hear, which is, you know, not a lot. But, you know, IT isn't trades. Well, I gave it as an example, right? Engineer, something like that.
Parents thin. But of course, some people rush out of the house mostly to get away from their parents' rules, and then they live in these big cities and they complain about the rent. And the truth of the matter
is,
he's
right about that. You played yourself. Like, you shouldn't be living there. You should be living with your parents, and figuring out your life.
never really meant for people to be able to afford to live alone. Most people throughout all of human history lived with their families in the house until they got married. That was a very unique circumstance in a very privileged country for a very small amount of time, and I think it's going back to normal. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents, especially if you're not being a bum.
You have no idea people's situations? No, I don't have anybody's idea. Like, everybody's situation is going to be different, right? And so, like, if you hear me giving advice about something or talking about something, and you feel like it's not applicable to you, then I'm probably not thinking about you. I'm not talking about, like, your specific situation. I'm talking about, like, in general, right?
You actually saving your money, but you are going to have to live with their rules.
Y'all better stop following all them rules at work. Make you a taco. Get on your phone and watch a movie or something. What y'all recommend?
This video of this girl balancing her budget from her job, and I think like her pay, like her salary is like $75,000. In the video, she said that she her statement for her credit card was like $2,100, and at the end of her balancing out her whole like spreadsheet, she was in negative $200 for the next 2 weeks. Let me just say this. I love that she made that video and that she woke that up, because a lot of people be wondering how people be affording all these designer things, yada, yada, yada. A lot of them are just simply swiping that fucking credit card.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that have credit card debt, and they started getting credit card debt in like their early 20s. It's crazy to me that you have, it's really kind of like it's like spawn camping whenever you think about it, that you have these credit card companies and these like student loan companies that are giving out these student loans and these credit cards to people that had just turned 18, and they're getting spawn killed right there after the kid doesn't even know statistics because they learned about algebra 2 instead. So the kid doesn't know math, and he's getting farmed for a 23% interest rate. And by the time they're 25, they've got $100,000 in debt. What the fuck? And if you look at it from that perspective, right, and you see it, and like, yeah, you can say, like, it's because they're stupid, it's because they don't want to work hard, they don't understand it. Yeah, you're right. But, like, the thing is that being stupid shouldn't ruin your life that much, right? I mean, like, goddamn, like, that's too much. And it'd still be a better idea to teach kids, like, statistics, right? Damn, it's by design. I think it's by design, too. I'm going to be honest. It's a conspiracy thing to say, but I think it's true.
A lot of people are literally just living in fucking debt. Big debts. Like, when she said her ending balance was $2,000, I think her limit said, like, $9,000. That's not even the smallest credit card debt I've seen on people that I personally fucking know.
Yeah.
Like, so many people are not only living paycheck to paycheck, maybe they are living credit card statement to credit card statement.
Yes, because credit card companies.
Yeah, because then I bet a lot of the people, like everybody that I know that has a lot of credit card debt, almost everybody that I know, not every single person, actually, now that I think about it, is incredibly irresponsible with what they do with their money. Super, super irresponsible. And like, if I go through and I see what somebody's spending their money on, I'm like, $135 on Friday night buying 3 drinks plus the cover charge?
He spent billions of dollars in marketing campaigns to make sure 18-year-olds were $10,000 in the debt before they were old enough to have a Modelo. And the social media money gurus didn't help by telling people that debt is good. Yeah, debt is good for a small minority of people that know how to leverage it.
Debt is good for somebody who understands business and is using it to, you know, like leverage to more money for real estate or something like that. But you're not that guy. You're like a 19-year-old. Debt isn't good for you. Like, they're taking on debt to buy like real estate properties that they can sell. You're taking on debt to buy the new iPhone. These aren't the same thing.
But for most hardworking people, it's just going to get them into misery. And if you're religious, I don't think any of the major religions say anything good about debt. I know in Christianity it says that the borrower is a slave to the lender. You ain't got to compare your life to other people's, because you'd be surprised how many people are willing to pimp themselves out for a nice purse. Man, they giving out loans for vacations nowadays. It's not safe out here.
Hide the money, y'all!
You want to talk about giving out loans? You know what's really sad is that one of the guys that worked at a third-party, like, Riot Point reseller, like, Riot Points are the things that you use to buy things for League of Legends. So, like, League of Legends brought out a skin in the game, and it was $500. And there were thousands, or not, I don't know if there were numbers, but, like, apparently, like, 20% of people that were paying for this skin were taking out loans for it. They were buying it in installments. They didn't have the money to buy it all up front, so they're buying it, you know, $20 a week or $20 a month. Now, in my opinion, I think if you have to buy a skin on time, you have to buy it on credit, you don't buy it. Yeah, don't buy it.
I will never be able to afford a house.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The problem is most people don't want to afford it. And it's a hard reality. There's a lot of mortgage assistance programs out there. A lot of them will cover your down payment, and most sellers are okay with paying closing costs. I bought my house 5 years ago for $130,000. Payment.
Yeah, well, I bet that she doesn't live out there. Wherever the fuck you live is not the same thing. $130,000.
On it was like $650 a month. So I understand. I bought mine a while ago, but we're in the process of buying another one as we speak. A lot of people's issue with buying a house right now is they don't know how to manage their money, and they don't know how to not spend money recklessly.
And the thing is that part of what he's saying is true. And I have seen a lot of, like, these financial guru interventions of people that are broke. True. True. And I think that what's happened is that I think people have turned being financially irresponsible into almost something that you can't criticize, because it's like, oh, well, you're just like shaming me or something like that. Or, you know, it's like kind of like politically incorrect to criticize a person or for holding a person accountable for, you know, like financial bad decisions. Yeah, it's a victim mentality. Yeah, I know. It's very, very annoying. Imagine working for Google. You're probably not getting a house for $130K nearby. Yeah, but you're probably getting more money too.
An example, going out to eat.
Yeah.
I have 4 children and a wife, so going out to eat is very expensive. It's like $60 every time we go out and eat, which is $10 a person.
That's
so
cheap.
Say we go out and eat for lunch and dinner, and we do that all week long. That's $1,000.
That's a lot.
Damn, throw some spaghetti in the pot and eat it for 2 or 3 days, man. It's not that big a deal. Food needs to quit being romanticized. It's to keep you alive. It doesn't have to be the next biggest and greatest thing every time you get something to eat. It's to keep you alive. If you hear about our grandparents that had all this nice shit that they're all griping about, you know what they had?
At the end of the day, right? I mean, this dude is a young guy. He's got a wife and 4 kids. He owns a house. He's got his shit together. He does. He's got his shit together. So people can get mad about what he's saying. Does he? Yeah, I'd say pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. What are you talking about?
Every day they ate sandwiches and beans and cornbread.
Ooh.
And you don't have to have a huge, gigantic house for your first house. Quit watching TikTok and all this nice shit that everybody has, because they make a lot more money than you do.
That's true.
If you make $15 an hour, you're not going to get a $300,000 house. It's just not going to happen. The bank won't even loan you the money on it. Buy you a little starter home, do a little work to it, sell it, then you can go buy a nice house. People are bitching about not being able to afford a house, but you'll afford a $400 to $800 a month car payment. Buy you like a cheap Toyota Corolla in cash, and
he's right about this shit too. He's right. People buy nice cars. Yep, they always buy nice cars.
Drive it until it explodes, which will probably be way after these new cars. You can have anything you want, and you can afford anything you want if you put your mind to it and you manage your money.
Yep.
You will never be able to move up in life with that kind of mentality about whining and complaining that the way the world is the reason why you can't afford anything nice. People are hiring left and right. Get you a good resume, go get you a decent job. There's side hustles everywhere.
I think he's right about a lot of this. I'm going to be honest. I really do. Like, especially with, like, how much of this other stuff, it's basically just, like, him talking, like, yeah, this is what you need to do, and if you don't do it, then, you know, you can, yeah. And a lot of people, I think that they put themselves in positions that, like, they don't want to do things that aren't glamorous in their eyes, and in doing so, they handicap themselves.
Everywhere.
It's
There's
pride,
plenty of money to be made out here. Go out and make some fucking money. This girl was like, my parents bought a house back in 1995 that was $195,000 and da-da-da-da-da. I'll never be able to have something like that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of damn money back in 1995. It wasn't just like chump change. Your parents made good money back then. They probably make even better money now. Guys, it's been way worse than this back in history, and we've still came out on top. I hate to sound like a boomer because I'm not, but man, quit fucking complaining and go out and get it. You're not going to be able to see your family as much. You're not going to be able to see your kids as much, but if you want to give them a better life and make better money, go out and fucking do it. Otherwise,
that's definitively false. You're totally right. You know what you really should be doing? Is you should be making TikToks of yourself crying in your car after you buy Starbucks. That's what you need to be doing. Okay? If you want to solve problems, that's what you need to do.
Stay where you're at.
That'll solve
accept
everything.
it, and quit complaining about it.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
He's right, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but I'm sure if you look at his life, he's not by the beach. He probably doesn't live in the city with the view of the skyline. His car is probably pushed to start. You got to push it to start it. But it's people like him and people with his type of financial literacy that make it to a more comfortable life. Poor people
I don't think it's even financial literacy. I think it's the lack of financial ego. Like, people don't want to spend a bunch of, like, I know a lot of people that have money problems, but they have a nice car. People that have money problems, but they have a nice phone. People that have money problems, but they have a nice computer. Something like that, right? It's like, and I understand that, like, some people want to have things that are nice, but at the same time, if you want to save money, then you've got to compromise.
Make decisions that keep them poor, like lottery tickets. Almost all lottery tickets sold are sold to people that are in poverty. Payday loans, stuff like that. But middle class people make decisions that keep them struggling, like $40,000 auto loans, expensive vacations that you can't afford, going out to eat too much. And I'm happy he talked about the food thing because he hit the nail on the head. When my dad...
People say that he's not right, that, like, houses are more expensive now. Well, that's probably true. But is he right about everything else? I think he is. So, like, and that's the mentality of a defensive person, is that they're going to look at something like this that this guy says and say the one thing that he says that's wrong is like, oh, okay, well, then everything else is wrong too. Because they don't want to believe this, because believing this means taking accountability for bad actions that you've taken upon yourself. Like, most of the bad situations in my life are my fault. I would say like 98% of them are my fault. You want to be a victim so bad? Yeah, that's what it is. And I think that for most people, that's the case.
Dad was going to work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. most days, and we were trying to get from the projects to our own home. We were eating stuff like hamburger helper, ramen noodles, and breakfast food. I was wondering why we was eating pancakes and eggs at dinner, and we didn't care because we was kids and you could pour sugar on them pancakes, so it didn't matter to us. But this was all a part of my mom's plan to get us into our first home. We did that for years until our parents got us out of debt, but they did it. So I understand that now it's harder than ever, but it's still possible. Really, only you can do it, because ain't nobody coming to save us.
Well, that...
what do you think about the slot?
Oh, shit. Just let me go back. So, he's right. He's completely right. There's a lot of people that they look at, you know, like bad things in life and shit like this. Is a good fucking video. It is a good video. I think that also, Like, who's content creator? I'll link you guys the video. I like his videos a lot. Am I illness to fail? Who can I blame? Oh no, my illness is not my fail. Who can I blame? Well, you don't. So here's the truth, right? Is it doesn't matter who you blame, and it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's still your responsibility to either overcome it or let it destroy your life. Like, nobody's gonna come and save you and solve this problem for you and, you know, fix everything that's wrong in your life. So it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, absolutely, it sucks. And you're right that it's sad, but you either get over it or you don't, right? And I mean, the truth is that there are a lot of people in the gene pool, and if you don't get over it, somebody else does, and that's all there is to it. The world doesn't owe you a living. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody gives a shit. No, I do think that you should have universal basic income. I'm a big supporter of that. But whenever that happens, then maybe it'll be true. But until then, you better figure your shit out. That's the way I feel about it. The system's definitely rigged and getting harder for people to overcome those rigged systems. The system is definitely hard for people to overcome. You're totally right. And it doesn't change a fucking thing. Yeah, it doesn't change a fucking thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. It's not it. So yeah, it is. Bro, it's solo leveling. Yeah, for real. Some of these people refuse to find a partner and create a dual income. Yep, you're right about that. You're right, Asma. The problem is still inflation. It's screwing people over, sadly. Okay, well, what are you going to do? You're going to stop inflation? And this is the problem, right? Is that most people that have these issues, they are always trying to do whatever they can to externalize the problem or make the problem something other than themselves. So it's like, oh, well, it's inflation, it's my parents, it's where I live, it's something. And you can be right about all of those things, but it doesn't change your situation. It doesn't make things better for you. It doesn't improve anything. So yeah, that's the difference. It's not inflation. Inflation was huge in the past. It's never been this bad. I don't know, but I'm just saying in general. Focus on what you can control. Yeah. At the end of the day, you need to adapt. Yeah, exactly. The problem's external. The person can change their situation with political action. Yeah, you should vote to change things. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. You reacted to a TED Talk video that proves the last guy wrong with stats? No, they're both right. So let me explain how they're both right. It's true that the system is massively rigged, and you have huge. I think the best example was like this girl, right? The what do you call it? Like the meta engineer girl or whatever, meta product manager girl. Like a lot of people that have these really great jobs in like companies that are like, you know, like high status companies. A lot of them come into those jobs because they have some sort of in, right? Like maybe, you know, it's like an uncle, a parent, or somebody that they know that's able to get them into that job, right? And what ends up happening is that that's like a huge advantage that like this person has. But complaining can be a way to learn. I don't know. We'll see what happens, right? I usually don't think so. But I think that it is rigged, right? And you do have a lot of things that are stacked against you, and it does really suck. But the problem is that you can acknowledge that things are very bad, but you also have to move forward in knowing that. And it's like you can either like let it destroy you or not, right? I mean, I don't know. You can find creative ways to solutions. Yeah, exactly. Where do you think you'd be if you weren't a streamer? I don't know. Probably sitting in this same exact place, playing video games, probably with a camera on, just talking to nobody instead. Yeah, I never wanted to have a job. I always wanted to stay home all day and play video games and do whatever I wanted. That was always my perspective. Yeah, I never wanted a job. I felt the exact same way that these girls did. Never wanted to do any of that. Do you think people in the past that were saving up for a house had $1,000 phone, monthly TV subscriptions, gym memberships, and Starbucks coffee? No, they saved? Yeah, exactly. It's like people don't even, and this is the thing, right? How do you explain to a fish that it's in water? You can't. And I think that a lot of these people don't realize like what a tremendous privilege they do have. It's crazy. I'll link you guys the video again. Just a good video. Give it a like. I've been talking a lot recently about how kids now are getting Like, once eye tracking starts getting more popular, I think that kids will not even know how to use the phone. This is gonna be kids around like a computer or technology in probably like 10 years. Yeah, we are returning to monkey. It's really something.
Welcome back, my little Rizzlers. Looking very Sigma today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good
Okay,
one.
that probably won't be a regular thing, but can't promise anything. As you can tell from that scary introduction, I'm always on that quest for knowledge so I can keep up with what's going on in the world.
Ooh.
And after finishing my 90s slang to Gen Alpha
Chillax.
slang workshop.
Nah, bro. Like, 90s slang? Chillax. Yeah, that probably was a big one. Yeah.
Slang worksheet, I wanted to use new word I learned in real life. Maybe the brain rot was there all along.
Yeah.
We've just repackaged it for modern times with a side of Cocomelon videos. Who knows? Maybe in the future, the cringiness of saying majestic, and ate that will be cool
I've
again.
never heard somebody say majestic. The only time I hear somebody say majestic is like if they're looking at a moose or something. Or like 3 buffalo at the same time.
Like, you go, girl. No diggity. Fresh? And jump scare. This is actually from an old Navy catalog for hip children's clothes. The kid audience has always been a target for billion-dollar companies operating under corporate capitalism. That still hasn't changed. If there's a miner, we're gonna mine her for gold. Yikes. Basically, everyone's trying to sell you something like a video game innkeeper. That's just how the world works nowadays. But you'll be okay as long as you do your research before buying anything so you can make an informed decision. Try to avoid blindly trusting random guys on the internet who make YouTube videos.
Of course not.
So, you looking weary, traveler? Are you looking to sit down for a point? Or would you fancy a magic potion for health?
Oh my god.
Well, we don't have that, but we do have Gamer Subs, our sponsor for today. A healthier and cheaper alternative to energy drinks.
I have one of
Since
those.
the majority of my audience are fully developed frontal lobe people, I feel better about telling you guys about this. It's 0 sugar, less than 1 calorie, and if you're a fan of anime, you'll like what they have to offer. Gamer Subs isn't something I drink daily, but when I need that extra pick-me-up to get me through that after lunch grogginess, for me...
So this is Tectone's like thing. Look at how... Jesus. The thing is that I wanted to do one like that, but I didn't know if I'd be able to.
Half a scoop of this with some ice cold water is a refreshing way for me to get my energy back up. I like that you can adjust the servings based on how much you need. I tend to make mine a little less sweet. Sometimes I don't feel like downing an entire can of liquid just to feel something. The best way to try Gamer Subs is with their free samples, and they do ship worldwide. Then you don't have to fully commit, just in case it's not for you. If you're already a fan, you can use my code EVASION to get 10% off your order. You can find it in the description, traveler. Marketing has come a long way from ye old TV commercials, newspaper columns, and magazine clippings, to every screen within your peripheral vision being a rush of dopamine-inducing ads. Doom scrolling through your phone feels like standing in the middle of Times Square. There's so much going on at once, and you haven't even left your bed yet. How does one navigate the world when everything is overstimulating us to the point of exhaustion? Especially for people with underdeveloped brains. No, not us.
I do think that's what happens. Is like kids get so addicted to like the like hyper stimulation of like TikTok and shit that I don't think that they're gonna like this. Like in 10 years, will a kid be able to read a book? Like the average kid be able to read a book? I mean, probably not, right? I mean, like I don't think so. Like I would assume probably not. Yeah.
Content creators with skibbity toilet brain rot, but Gen Alpha, those born at the tail end of 2009 to present day, who are somewhere between the ages of 0 to 14 years old, never having a second of quiet or playtime without a screen, while constantly being bombarded with ads, is expediting their growing up process. You know how boomers are constantly rambling about how these whippersnappers, they're growing up too quick, I tell ya. It's not just the sweet embrace of dementia coming in for a hug. They're actually right. Gen Alpha is speedrunning through the 10-year-old phase and straight into the drunk elephant.
Cocomelon, as a person born in 21X, I have never. Alpha, Sigma, Giga, Chad, Sus, Bro. Oh my god.
Anti-aging mewing routine while the Rizzler's lullaby plays in the back. All around the skibbity bush, the monkey chased the Rizzler. The monkey thought Ohio was fun. Yeah, goes the Rizzler. has been stuck in my head for weeks. Giant corporations have the tendency to prioritize making as much money as possible to the detriment of their consumers. And the marketing tactics they employ are literally rewiring our brains. While we do have more regulations compared to before, companies are still able to find loopholes when advertising to minors. Before the rise of internet celebrities, who were born from viral moments and a nice heaping of luck, we had traditional A-list celebrities attaching their names to reputable brands. Tom Cruise's PT Cruisers, The Rock's Organic Gravel, Reese Witherspoon's Silver Colory Set, and Janet Jackson's Winter Jackets for sons, just to name a few.
After the Super Bowl,
that I
that
made
would
up.
make sense.
People would buy anything if someone famous endorsed it. A popular Hollywood squirrel selling acorns, I will take 50. Although the A in A-list does stand for always. Unrelatable, because they are too famous. These Hollywood bigwigs, they're just in it for the money. You really think Jennifer Aniston is wiping her face with Aveeno using her giant Friends paycheck? There was a time when influencers were considered more trustworthy when endorsing products compared to
people that thought that they could trust some random guy on the internet to, like, not sell them some bullshit. Like, and I'm sorry, but, like, if you really thought that, you're dumb. You're dumb, and I don't feel bad for you. That's what you get.
Traditional celebrities. Because influencers, man, they just like us. Our relatable internet friend, who's only a DM away. Plus, the constant output of content helps build that parasocial relationship that kids really yearn for. Think about it.
Starforge? Well, no, that's the thing. Is we tried to rely on that. Remember that? Remember the release of Starforge? That was really not so good, huh? That was bad. Ooh, real bad. And we had a bad time that time. Then we had to change everything. We had to totally change up the product offering because it didn't work. The screws, so that was later. Yeah, exactly.
If you were in grade 4 in this day and age, would you be idolizing these nerds? With peace and love, the purple one is my bias. Or would you be a fan of famous TikTok influencer with limitless riz, who just gave $1 million to one of their fans? The chances of that being you only increases if you buy 55 pairs of merch and 55 boxes of snack foods. Lunchables, ooh.
I think that also a big reason why this is popular is because everybody wants to be a content creator, because they think that being a content creator takes no work at all and it's super easy. So, like, every time that I've talked to people that, like, don't really know, like, what's about it, where, like, they're like, oh, I wish I could just sit there and play video games all day and then make a bunch of money. That's what would happen. That's what everybody says. Constantly people say that. You can? Yeah, then just do it. Yeah,
Lunchly
just go do it.
Is a brand of snack kits created by Logan Paul, KSI, and Mr. Beast. Famous internet celebrities known to have a lot of young fans. They're marketing the snack kit as a healthier alternative to Lunchables. The announcement for this product caused quite a bit of discourse.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly,
I did
you get
this.
double
Remember
the
this?
amount of liquid. Prime has no sugar
This is
added,
good
more
time.
electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar. Feastables.
Real bad. Ooh.
Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. Ooh. We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar.
We saw
Turkey
this.
stack 'em, 310 calories.
230 calories.
21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
If you look at this close up, you can already tell which one has better ingredients.
By the
we'll
way-
start off with the Lunchables.
That's not how it looked. I don't know how it looked that way with them. Mine did not look that way.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's trash. All right, now we're trying Lunchly. Come on. We're not biased at all, but ours is way better.
For sure.
I know I'm not the target audience for this, but that was a lot for my old wrinkly adult brain. If I was a young kid, however, I could see myself being influenced by this. Small green number. Good. Big red number.
Bad. Real bad.
Why? I don't know. That's what my favorite internet celebrity told me.
Yep.
You also get that dopamine rush of jump cuts, yelling, and overstimulating animations in the span of 60 seconds. To no one's surprise, a handful of content creators were pretty vocal about this being a cash grab targeting their young fans, and how the content creation space has become a capitalistic nightmare. After some back and forth between the general public and
It's
the
super common now. Everybody's trying to make money, right? And this is always how things are. It's always been like this. But I think that the problem is that a lot of people built up like a degree of trust that they had with like YouTubers or streamers or something like that. No. You should have never done this in the first place. I'm glad that we're seeing a readjustment where people are getting a bit of a reality check, you know?
creators of Lunchly, who all had different approaches of addressing the situation, some going personal, some going on the attack, and others going more in depth about the product itself. Whatever's happening here is a lot more nuanced than it appears. The main issues people have with Lunchly are with the founders themselves, who don't necessarily have the cleanest reputation in terms of controversy. Even if the product is technically better than what's currently available, you can't be too surprised when people think you're only doing this for profit, when that's the image you built.
Well, the problem isn't that you're. I don't like the idea that like doing something for profit is seen as bad. Every company exists to make profit. Like, what do you think that Lunchables is doing it for? Do you think they're doing it as like a public service? No, they're doing it for money too. Like, everybody's doing it for money. That's not the problem. The problem, the only thing that I thought was bad with Lunchly is like saying it's healthy. I think that you shouldn't be able to say something is healthy if it's not actually healthy. Like, that shouldn't be a word that you're able to like throw around. There should be some sort of like, advertising standard distinction for what you can say is healthy versus not healthy, right? That's it. Who determines healthy? Well, obviously the FDA that determines all of the other regulations for food would be the ones that would determine what's healthy and not healthy. Obviously, what are you thinking? So yeah, they would determine that. And so, like, I think this is like some kind of like, oh, but who thinks that? Like, well, actually, fuck.
Yourself. This group of people here doesn't really scream passionate about kids' health, along with the content being created to promote their brand. Not sure what this has to do with providing healthier options for kids.
I don't even know what happened. Yeah.
I'm going.
I guess you can only do so much when your product is literally...
I think that's funny. I'm sorry, but I think that if I was a kid, I'd think that's funny. I think that's relatively good advertising. Yeah, I think it's actually a pretty decent ad. I do. It's silly. Yeah. What's the point of that? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous ad that's meant to target kids. And I think it works. I do. I think it's funny, right? It's not like some kind of crazy thing, but it's all right.
Copy your homework.
Commercials don't work on me. Everybody says that. Everybody says commercials don't work on me. But as somebody who does advertising, let me tell you, they work on most people.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll make it slightly different so we don't get caught. If they wanted to portray a healthier alternative to snack foods, Lunchables shouldn't have been the base model for Lunchly, when Lunchables already has a reputation for being unhealthy, with a sprinkle of delicious lead. I do agree with some parts of this. If you had to pick between the two, Lunchly is a better option on paper, but only by like 15%. The difference is almost negligible to justify eating this super often, especially during your development years. If my kid was a super fan and wanted to eat an influencer snack pack, they better have all their chores done a year in advance. Also, straight A's until they graduate. Also, the house better be clean from top to bottom. Oh, that's a maid. I think I'm looking for a maid. Other than the nutrition and
that's what I would do. Yeah, it's like if you want to upgrade from Lunchly, from Lunchables to Lunchly, like you have to do 3 daily quests. If like I had a kid, that's what I would tell them. Like, you have to go do this stuff for me, and then I'll buy you Lunchly. That's what you have to do,
between the ingredients.
Smart.
The only factor that really separates these two products are that one has the backing of 3 super famous content creators with a chokehold on Gen Alpha, who'll believe almost anything they say. If Logan, KSI, and Mr. Beast say this is perfectly fine to eat every day, the cafeteria is going to be filled with Lunchlys with not a single fruit or vegetable in sight.
There it is.
Health campaigns and health-focused content creators have even criticized these Lunchly snack kits.
You'll see countless comparisons being made to Lunchables. To be honest, some of the comparisons are kind of cringe and don't make much sense to me, but maybe that's because I'm not the target demo. Flavor.
Yeah, he's a doctor. They're not advertising to doctors, okay?
Flavorful combos versus standard picks. The meal kit combos are nearly identical to Lunchables.
As somebody who tried both of them, I want to emphasize with the nachos especially, the nearly is not needed. They're basically identical. It's the same thing, okay? It's the same.
Gestures versus mid moments.
Yeah.
I certainly don't remember that lesson in my nutrition classes.
I don't think it's causing harm. I don't think it's bad, but I think it's been marketed in a way that gives people an impression that it's really, really good for hydration and or should be consumed at any other time of the day, like at lunch, which any, I think, sensible doctor, medical professional would say is not the case. And also just think of this. Do you really think that the same beverage that should be used to hydrate elite mixed martial art UFC fighters training and sweating for hours is what you should drink at lunch when you're not sweating?
One thing I will mention as someone who was pursuing a
I never thought of that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Bachelor of Science in Nutrition back in my university days. Basically, I took one nutrition class and then dropped out.
Smart.
Yes, there is a bit of fear-mongering around processed foods. They are not good for you, but just because you can't pronounce some of the Lunchly ingredients doesn't mean that it's a horrible chemical. These are just the scientific names for vitamins, thickeners, and preservatives that keep the food from going off. In terms of processed foods that are cheap and ready to eat, the ingredient lists aren't the worst thing in the world. It's no different than buying a microwave meal, which also has scary sounding ingredients, but are perfectly safe to eat in moderation. Definitely not as a daily thing. Treating Lunchly as a yearly snack would probably be my personal preference. In the end, it does all come down to the parents.
I had 3 in one
the kids
day.
aren't the ones working 40 hours a week
I'm
and
dead.
buying the groceries. Even if they got on their hands and knees and begged, you gotta say no or have some restrictions with what they're eating. Food is a whole other ballpark compared to selling a hoodie or some pants.
I would just buy my kid the Lunchly. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a bad parent, but like if he was fat, I would call him fat and say you can't have any food until you're not fat anymore. But if he wasn't fat, I would buy him a Lunchly. I would. Yeah, why not? He wants to fucking eat it. You want to eat this bullshit? It's gonna make you happy. Go ahead. Go ahead. But don't you for a second be fat, you little piece of shit. You are? Yeah, exactly. It's 75. No, you don't want to have a hog. A 200-pound 8-year-old. No. Who cares? Yeah,
Since it actually impacts your health. You have to be really clear about the brand's intentions without the confusing marketing tactics. If Lunchly made content teaching healthier eating habits, that would help their brand image. But that doesn't sell as well.
It doesn't matter. Like, people have already made up their mind they don't like it. They shouldn't do anything to try to rectify people's opinions. Like, they've already decided that Lunchly is bad, Logan Paul and Mr. Beast are evil, KSI is dumb, his new song is garbage. Like, there's no reason to even try.
Just whatever this is.
Now we take our all-new Lunchly turkey stack'ems.
Yeah.
Let's hit it.
Oh. It's actually pretty good. Shout out Logan, original cucumber guy. Hey, great name, by the way.
I remember when my parents would refuse to let me eat craft dinner and called it trash food. Please don't cancel them. Times were different back then. But I did feel left out because all my classmates were eating it for lunch. Thankfully, my parents could tell there was little to no nutrition in this box of macaroni noodles compared to a home-cooked Asian meal. Although we did eat a Tim Hortons donut almost every single day after they picked me up from school.
Nice.
So balance, I guess. Honestly, this lunch...
I remember I convinced my mom in like 6th and 7th grade that every time it just happened to be like, it was a weird coincidence that like at the same time that I had to go into honors English, I would get sick and then she'd have to pick me up from school. And then the only way for me not to be sick would be for me to eat Taco Bell. And yeah, it's crazy, huh? How do you pull that off? I don't know. Like it took a long time. It was a lot of work, man.
Thing is making me want to eat Lunchables again after 20 years. But yeah, the public sentiment about Lunchly, 3.5 out of 10. Speaking of spiking up your dopamine levels, you familiar with loot boxes and gacha video games? I know a lot of you can relate from personal experience, me included. This is a mechanic where you spend real-life money for in-game currency, used for getting special items, character skins, and JPEGs of attractive anime husbandos and waifus. Except it's not a guaranteed thing. No. It all comes down to a single button press and how lucky you are. This system makes it so you only have a 0.5.
I love how there's people, like, because I meme about this a lot, but there's people who genuinely believe that they're good at opening loot boxes and they're good at doing pulls and gotchas. Like, they actually think that they're good at it. I don't know what to say.
5 to 3% chance of pulling the newest character or rarest item. What happens if you don't get it? You gotta keep spending money if you want to keep trying. Which makes it so much more exciting when that 1% pull rate comes through. It's so fun and easy that even young kids can try their hand at it using their weekly allowance. This is essentially like gambling and trading.
So the majority of games that are like that have loot boxes on like the app stores are marketed towards or allow children to use them and play them that have gambling and like loot boxes. So like the idea is that you get the kids addicted to gambling like when they're like 8 years old, and then by the time they're 13 they're like sports betting on stake, and then by the time they're 18 they are like actually gambling, and then by the time they're 20 they kill themselves because they went into debt. Yeah. That's yeah. And so you have like basically it's like the whole cycle of life, right? They're speed running. It's population control.
Instead of winning cold hard cash, you win a cool Fortnite skin instead. That adrenaline
Which is a good idea, right? Because like if you try to get people, like a lot of people like with this, if you try to get people that are like older, they understand statistics. But if you get an 8-year-old to do this, an 8-year-old doesn't intuitively understand probabilities. So it's much easier to like farm them, you know?
You get from putting everything on black, or when you get a 5-star Genshin character on your first pull, is very addicting, especially for these young developing meat sacks. When are you calculating how many loot boxes you can pull? When you should be calculating a grade 4 math problem. People in their early 20s are the fastest growing group of gamblers, according to recent research, and many kids are starting younger than that. Nearly 2/3 of adolescents ages 12 to 18 said they had gambled or played gambling like.
Wait, I don't think this is really 2/3. That means over half of kids from 12 to 18 said that they've gambled or played gambling like games in the past year. Oh my god. How is that even real?
Year. Starting young carries a relative high burden of psychological distress and increased chances of developing problems. As access to gambling has expanded, psychologists and other experts have become concerned. Not just that more people will give it a try, but that more will develop gambling problems. And while it is too soon to know what the long-term effects will be, evidence is growing to suggest that young people, especially boys and men, are among those particularly vulnerable to gambling addiction. The same demographic most often participating in the newest forms of gambling. Now that we have smartphones, it's so accessible. In a matter of minutes, you could be playing a gacha game or spinning roulettes.
I remember I spent so much. I had like zero in my bank account. I had to like borrow money from like my...
See, this is the thing, bro, is like it all started with MapleStory. I knew a girl that spent, it was like close to $20,000 on MapleStory, and she said that the majority of the money that she spent was just on cosmetics. Was she hot? Yeah, of course she was hot. Why do you think I was talking to her? Yeah, what the fuck? What a stupid fucking question.
Boyfriend then to like eat. I used like Maple kind of as an escape. So there was COVID, right? So I didn't really go out. Then I didn't buy new clothes. So I was like, okay, then why don't I just buy virtual clothes, right? Why don't I just get good virtually?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Lockdown did do a number on our social skills. So why not treat this game world you invested so much time into as the real world? It definitely looks a lot more appealing.
I spent 23 on a gacha game. Shameful, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, like, I just... To me, it's like... I think it's so silly. Like, I'll do it for, like, stream content or something. But I couldn't imagine, like, as soon as Lost Ark wasn't popular for, like, viewers, like, people didn't want to watch it anymore, I just quit playing the game. Like, I was like, I'm not actually going to play this, right?
Then, what we have going on here, spending some money on a video game isn't inherently bad. We just need to control ourselves and make sure the grade schoolers are doing their homework instead of
POV when I'm in class.
Thankfully, we are starting to realize the effects of engaging in this type of...
So they've got like these like little kids in school. Oh man, that's good.
Behavior at such a young age. More regulations are being put in place, such as limiting accounts to certain spending amounts each day. Some countries have gone as far as to ban any form of loot boxes altogether.
Like
Too bad this didn't happen before a 13-year-old spent her family's entire life savings on a mobile game, resulting in her mom finding 7 cents left in her account. She even deleted chats and transaction records to hide them from her parents. That is very...
Get the belt! Oh man, that's bad. I did that once, deserved to be honest. Yep. Wow.
Spooky and sad. The last thing we'll talk about as a quick mention is galaxy gas, which is Genuinely frightening, this company specializes in a gas product used to refill whipped cream canisters that give it that airy texture. They state you can make 20,000 servings of whipped cream using a single canister. Are you also fueling
20,000 servings of whipped cream? How about whipped brains? Yeah, how many servings of that can you get?
A car with this? This is like those people in those math problems that buy 100 watermelons, 72 apples for their family of 42. The issue is that people were finding out you can eat the gas directly through your mouth, which is not good. Just one look at it.
It actually is crazy whenever you put everything together, where it's like, let's say you spawn in, you're 9 years old. You've got Mr. Beast and Logan Paul double teaming you to try to get you to watch like these videos that are basically like horror movies, but with better effects and a brighter palette. And then after that, they're trying to sell you like this like fucking Gatorade drink that has like a bunch of caffeine in it. Then after you finish that, you know, they've got Lunchly for you to eat that like, you know, maybe it has lead in it or something like that. Then after you finish all that, like you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get on my phone, and you're watching like only TikToks that have 3 screens playing at the same time while you have your tablet on the other side and you're playing Minecraft with your girlfriend who's actually a guy. And then on top of that, you've got like fucking these gambling games, and like you're addicted to gambling. You want to start like gambling on stake, like your favorite streamers. You know, you want to bet on the new on like it's just like, what is this? And like, you know, in case you were gonna learn anything in school, you can't spell your own name. You're 9 years old, and like your friend brought Galaxy Gas to school, and now you're addicted to. It's just like, it's so bad. This is amazing.
And you can tell that it's aiming to target a younger audience. Other than the creator doing demos of him using the product, I don't think people are just using this to make sweet treats. The packaging is fun, it's super accessible,
It's
where
only for
you can
food.
order it off Amazon without an ID. It also comes with a mouthpiece. Pretty weird if you're not intended to inhale it. Once this
That's
caught wind on
weird,
social
yeah.
media, it became a trend of people using it at school and posting videos of themselves being goofy. Well, if you're a parent, what are you still doing watching this video? Get off your phone and never let your kid go outside ever again. Just kidding. Sort of. The world is a scary place. All you can really do is try your best, right? And besides, you can't just put the kid back from where it came from, or
You can. It's called a post-birth. It's called a post-birth abortion. No. Like if I had a kid, I would pretty much just let the kid do whatever the fuck he wanted. I would. If you want to make a social media account, go ahead. Go ahead, see what happens. I'll watch you do it. I'll make sure you don't do anything crazy. But like, I've never been like, my parents, this was their mindset. You want to go do that? Go ahead. Go do it. See what happens. You want to go smoke weed at 12? Go ahead. You want to smoke weed with Lowell out of a flashlight at the park? Have fun. You're going to see why it's stupid. And I did. Yep, that was it. They said, yeah, you think it's not a good idea. It's how you learn. That's right.
bring it in for a refund. Hopefully watching this video is a net
Look
positive
how
for
I
you,
turned
and
out.
we can all be
How
smarter
about
consumers
that?
together. Humans are also quite sturdy. A lot of us 90s kids grew up on a diet of Red 40, Play-Doh, and lead paint. We turned out more or less fine. Brain still work good. At least the YouTube algorithm is a reassuring presence in our lives, and you can feed it a lunchly by liking this video. In turn, it'll keep feeding you hits of dopamine by showing you videos you'll enjoy, like this one, and one of my many other videos, perhaps. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
Anyway, I can talk about like just for the like kids that are having this happen. I think that a huge amount of them are getting fucked up in the head by all of this like type of messaging. I think it's like actually fucking them up in like a big way. And I don't even think that it's reached like a fever pitch yet. I think that like we're still ramping and we're still building up power. I do. And I was going to say, I'm going to do I want to do a game show where I invite people on and I have them identify different memes and like internet conspiracy theories and to see who is like who's been on the internet the most or the longest. And it's going to be kind of like schooled, like it's a bit like that, but then it's going to be with like different internet memes and like different types of like just different random stuff. You know, basically terminally online game show. Yeah, I'm going to call it The Biggest Loser. Jeopardy? Not quite, but it's a quiz show. Yeah, that's my plan. and schooled but brain rot. Yeah, 100%. I do think like now kids are getting like so addicted to so many different things that it is going to start negatively affecting them in a very big way. I think it's going to keep getting worse over time. And at a certain point, I think it's probably just going to... I think that we don't realize how bad it is because these kids haven't entered the workforce yet. And so after these kids start getting jobs and you have to like rely on them to like, you know, put the fries in the bag, and then they don't know where the bag is, and they don't like, they're just like so stupid they can't figure it out. They put like chicken nuggets in there instead. Then you're gonna see. Is it related to competency crisis? Yeah, I guess so. Robots will take over? Yeah, exactly. And then what are the kids gonna do? Nothing. They're just gonna be stupid. That's it. Be fucking dumb the whole time. There's been a big, like, kind of shift of a lot of people trying to basically just pretend to be rich. Like, it's just it's so weird.
This is my morning routine. I'm currently waking up at 5:30. I'm reading the 5 a.m. club, so this inspires me to do this. Then have some
The sequel nobody wanted.
Wow, I guess time really does make fools of us all. The
sequel nobody wanted.
Wow, I guess time really does make fools of us all. The first Joker movie was one of the
sequel nobody wanted.
Wow, I guess time really does make fools of us all. The first Joker movie was one of those rare moments of cinematic serendipity where everything that should have been wrong somehow came together to become absolutely right. A low-budget origin story about a Batman villain that nobody asked for, directed by a guy best known for making comedies that proved the law of diminishing returns, and
to be fair, the first Hangover movie was fucking amazing.
Shadowed by media accusations of promoting violence, misogyny, and generalized buffoonery. It was a film that seemingly had everything going against it, but somehow turned out way better than it had any right to be. In a sea of
I feel like the reason why it was really good is because Joaquin Phoenix is a really good actor. I actually think it's like, it really, like, if you put, I would say 99 out of 100 other actors in that role, I don't think that the movie would have been very good. It was only good because of him.
Saturated CGI sludge, the Joker dared to tell a small, intimate, complex story of a man pushed into madness and despair by a society that was blindly indifferent to him. A movie with a wonderfully unreliable narrator, driven by a superb performance by Joaquin Phoenix, and an ending that left the audience with more questions than answers.
Yeah, exactly, it was
a perfect one-and-done movie that told its story and told it well. No need to do anything more with a character like that, because it would just cheapen the experience.
Which is exactly what they did.
Well, like the rest of you, I was a bit perplexed when I found out that Joker was getting a sequel, and even
I feel like everybody was confused about that. Like, I didn't understand that at all. Why would you have the like what? Like because I felt like the first movie at the end of it was over. Yeah, like what the fuck? Because of the money it made. Yeah, they spent like 3 times as much money on the second one, I heard.
Concerned when it was announced as a musical co-starring Lady Gaga. But just like everyone else, I tried to suppress my doubts and ignore that nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach that this movie was fundamentally a bad idea.
Well, the moment that I could tell that it was a bad idea is the moment that I heard about it. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this. Like, I mean, really, like, I mean, what is this? It came out? Yeah, it did. It got released. It's a musical. Like, look, I've never watched a musical in my fucking life, all right?
Really to goodness, Todd Phillips knows what he's doing and wouldn't just shout out some lame cash grab sequel that undermines the integrity of the original, right?
Wrong.
Then I sat down and watched it. And if all 2.5 hours of Joker folie à deux proves anything at all, it's that sometimes you really ought to listen to your instincts. Yeah, there's definitely good elements in there. You can see that talented people were working on this movie, and the ending is definitely going to get people talking. But overall, Joker 2 felt like a dull, bloated, and ultimately unnecessary movie that failed to answer the question that's dogged it since the beginning. Why does this film even exist? Now, I know it's just come out, and I don't want to spoil it for people, so I'm going to keep keep my plot summary short and sweet, unlike this fucking movie. So with that in mind, let's go. The story
It's just so weird, man. The end was the best. Yeah, a 2-hour musical. The first review is the producers was pleased that it made $1 billion. That's what I think what happened, right? Warner Brothers thought the Joker wouldn't make money, so they only took 20%, and then they pushed for a sequel. It's just like, I'm just shocked that this even happened.
Picks up shortly after the events of the first film, where Arthur Fleck has been arrested and locked up in Arkham Asylum while he awaits trial for all the murders that he committed. His lawyer wants to plead insanity, while the prosecutor Harvey Dent's pushing for the death penalty. Bad times indeed. But while he's at Arkham, he meets a young woman named Lee Quinn and soon starts a bit of a romance with her.
Right.
But is it really Arthur that she's into, or is Joker personality? And what's her true motivation for being there? Well, you'll have to wait and find out. Anyway, the case goes to trial, and Arthur's soon confronted by the reality of what he did in the first film by going over most of the key events again. But how responsible was he for what happened? Was the Joker really a split personality that took over him, or just part of him all along? And what will Harley Quinn think of him when she finds out the truth? Joker 2 is kind of a frustrating movie to watch because in a lot of ways I can see how hard many of the people involved are trying to make it work. Joaquin Phoenix delivers the same intense, compelling performance as the first movie, arguably a bit too similar, but we'll get into that one in a minute. The point is though, he's definitely given the role his all and some of his scenes are genuinely compelling. Lady Gaga, much to my surprise, also turns in a good performance as a crazy superfan enamored by—
I think it would have been better it was Margot Robbie, but okay, that's fine. Like, I feel like it would be so much better if we could get away from this idea. And I think this is why so many of these movie studios do this, is that they want to capitalize on, like, an established IP. Because if they don't, nobody will watch it. And that's the problem.
The flamboyant persona of the Joker rather than the flesh and blood man behind it. And if you're inclined to look for themes in this film, it's an interesting insight into the intoxicating danger of celebrity and the vast gulf between myth and reality. The two actors play well off each other, and the kind of twisted romance they cultivate seems pretty appropriate for a movie like this, and the film even has you questioning which of their interactions even happened for real. It doesn't do it as effectively as the first movie, but it's something at least. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that the comic version of Quinn was more like the Joker's plaything rather than a manipulative femme fatale stringing him along, but again, it probably fits with what we know about this version of Joker. And I guess that brings me along to my criticisms, the biggest of which is the deconstruction of Arthur himself. The ending of the first movie saw him fully embrace his Joker persona, shedding the last remnants of his old, weak, victimized personality, and embracing the madness of the world around him.
That's right.
It was a logical endpoint for a man who had been desperately trying
that's what was so badass. I loved that. I thought it was so good. Yeah, like, I was victim traditionally. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. But, yeah, that's so cool.
Swim against the tide for
they
most of the
the
film,
no-no
and
zone.
it was kind of cathartic to see him finally let go. It was a final fuck you to the world that had kicked him to the ground again and again.
Exactly.
A world reduced to fire and chaos. All of that good work seems to have been undone here because for most of the film, he's reverted to the same weak, timid Arthur that he was at the start of the first movie. And I can't shake the feeling that there's something almost mean-spirited in that kind of deconstruction, as if they're taking a swipe at the audience themselves for liking someone they weren't supposed to. I don't know, man. It just feels like—
I do think that there's a lot of cases where, like, writers, especially Western writers, don't want to write compelling or interesting villains because in doing so, they could attract the wrong audience to think that the villain was right. I do feel like that happens. No, I'm not saying that, like, that always happens, but I think it sometimes does happen. The Joker is the villain. Not supposed to be idealized. Bad idea. The thing is that I think that what makes the Joker story interesting is that a lot of people that have watched the Joker that really liked it have felt to some degree the same way. I think that's why the first movie was so compelling and so many people liked it. It's because people could identify with it and relate to it. Whereas, yeah, it's an anti-hero, right? Thanos. Yeah, Thanos is a good example, right? And, yeah, somewhat relatable. Exactly. Anti-heroes are so fun to watch. Exactly. And so I think that if you take a character and then, like, you make this character relatable, and I think it was relatable in a way that people didn't really want it to be, And I do think that there definitely was like that crowd of people that are not, they're not the ones that you're supposed to like, you can say, that really thought the Joker was a great movie. Yeah, I think that was a factor for sure. Yeah, it was unexpectedly relatable. Exactly. But people need movies to escape. The main villain and hero should be relatable. Well, here's the problem with here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Joker was relatable. But he was relatable to a subset of people in like our culture that I think like I don't know like really what to say about this, like that writers don't want, they don't want them to have somebody to relate to. They had extra security for the first movie because of the content in it. I don't remember that. The point is Joker has zero redeeming qualities, zero zilch. We shouldn't be relating to him. He's literally one of the worst bags of crap in all the comics, even if I do love him. I think that, so this is my best like way to say it, is that I think that people relate to him in like a vicarious way, where it's like finally like there's like a catharsis at the end of the movie where it's like finally this is like expressing the way that I feel. And I think that's why it was really good. It's not that people wanted to be the Joker, but they wanted to see the Joker have a positive outcome because of the way that they felt. You see what I'm saying? How's this hard to understand? Well, I think it's hard to understand because, you know, it's like a very, like, I mean, if you don't understand it, like the way that this guy feels, then yeah, I mean, think about, because it's a pretty extreme thing, right?
Character regression instead of development for me. Then there's the musical numbers that pepper the narrative. I can't believe I'm saying this because normally I
I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, maybe Lady Gaga was a good example, right? I never really thought, like, yeah, musical, she's a singer, of course, right?
Musicals, but I actually kind of enjoyed the sheer spectacle and performances while I was watching them. Gay! And Lady Gaga clearly doesn't have any trouble belting out her numbers. But the more I think about it, the more I see them as shiny objects trying to distract from what's actually a pretty stodgy, bloated, and uninspiring drama. The courtroom scenes are basically just a dry recap of the first film, telling us things that we mostly already know, and destroying that awesome sense of ambiguity and unreality that made it such a fascinating story to pick apart. Now we know exactly what did and didn't happen.
I think also another reason why people like the story is because the story didn't tell, like, it didn't patronize or moralize to the audience. And I think that a lot of people that are like watching TV shows or watching film or like, you know, doing anything like that, I think that a lot of us, there's like a degree of escapism that goes away when you have like some evil villain and it's like, okay, well, the evil villain, you know, like still doesn't like racism or something like that, right? And there's like some form of like kind of like modernization to evil that makes it unrelatable, and it makes it feel like it's it's like it's fictitious, right? It's like fake. It was a story about propaganda. Exactly. Yeah, it's unpredictable. And I think also the reason why people like the first one is that the first one respected the audience enough to tell them a crazy story and like not basically give them like, this is how you should think about the story. You know, it was like it respected the audience's intelligence. I think that's like one way to say it. Sensitive evil, yeah.
Happen and shit, man. It feels like such a waste. And most disappointingly of all, I actually find myself kind of bored and checked out at times. Something that absolutely never happened with the original movie.
Yeah.
As I said before, the question hanging over Joker 2 was...
So somebody says you shouldn't try to humanize an immoral character. The problem is that people that are immoral are still humans. And so when you tell a story and you don't do that, you're telling a story about a character that is fundamentally not human. You understand kind of how that problem, and so because you're telling a story in a way that's inauthentic, the level of escapism that a person can have with watching a show that they know isn't going to take certain risks, it's not going to do certain things, that escapism can never really fully be realized because they know that there's so many guardrails to the story, and it will never explore things in a way that they feel is authentic.
Is this a story that really needed to be told, or is it just a bunch of talented people doing their best to elevate a studio-mandated sequel into something that it isn't? Well, now that I've seen it, I'm afraid I know the answer, and it's not a good one. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
It's very hard for me to say whether it was done on purpose. I feel like that's kind of a, you know, like, I think that's kind of a conspiracy theory. The answer? Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people think that they made this movie in order to, like, kind of show that the people that liked the first movie were, like, stupid losers. I feel like that's a bit of a conspiracy. And I think, as with everything, like, people try to, like, hijack and, like, co-opt art in order to make it, like, reinforce their worldview. Like, to own the chuds. Yeah, that's what I've heard many, many times. They hate that so many Batman fans flock to it. Yeah, exactly. People liked it a lot. And it makes sense why they liked it, right? I mean, you either die a hero long enough to see yourself become a musical. There you go. First one was good. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's what happened with The Hangover. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, also The Hangover, the first one was good. The director just said directly that he'll never work with DC again, and he hated the franchise. Well, I feel like if he really hated the... I don't know. Like, I mean, who knows why he said that? It's as obvious as it can be. They knew who the original was popular with. They know that Lady Gaga and it being a borderline musical would be despised by that audience. Maybe? I don't know. It's conjecture, but there are 3 moments in the movie that emasculate the Joker so that I can understand why people got mad. Well, that's the thing, is that, like, the Joker, like, at the end of the movie, he came out ahead, right? He killed people that made him mad, and everybody liked him. That's the thing. Is like, yeah, he won. This movie was made to one of the ones pushing specific ideologies and stories that it belong in. Yeah, exactly. The Joker always had musical scenes in every single Batman movie, pretty much as well. I don't know. The first movie wasn't like that. And, you know, you build an audience of people around, like, one version of the Joker, and then you say, oh, well, the other ones were like this. Yeah, but they weren't watching the other ones. They were watching this one. So why take that and put it into this? So, yeah, it doesn't even make sense, even if that's true, right? Even if it's true, it doesn't make sense. What I'm saying is I didn't watch the second one. I heard the second one was awful. Everybody has told me the second one was awful. And that's why, like, I mean, because now at this point, I don't think I'm going to watch it. Like, people told me, like, there's many cases where, like, somebody said Sword Art Online after season 1 was bad. I never watched it. I just took their word for it. And I was like, you know what? I believe you. The film agenda propagation in every movie nowadays is so shit. But how is making this movie a good business decision? Like, who's responsible for making this investment? I think that a lot of movies, like, what happens is that movies, like, are decided, oh yeah, we're gonna make another movie like this because this movie made a lot of money. So if we made 300% return and we spend twice as much money, that means we're gonna make twice as much money, right? And so you have, like, really bad logic and, like, people that are making decisions for movies that don't really understand why movies are popular or what the purpose of, like, what people get out of those movies. Passion is there? Yeah, exactly. Like, they see that and then they just try to co-opt it without understanding or respecting what it is. And I think also they just straight up wanted to take an established IP and build off of it. It's literally that simple, right?
What are next? Recently, streaming services announced another wave of cancellations.
How exciting.
Shows that make you say, aw, I never heard of that.
And when did that come out?
And what's that?
What?
I never heard of that.
And when?
Oh, this came out a while ago.
When did that come out?
I thought.
And
I heard about it a while ago.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's a show? Where do I watch it?
When did that come out?
What the hell?
Is it on Amazon?
Where?
Who's on it?
Was that on Freevee?
How do I get Tubi on my TV?
Was that show a Chick-fil-A original series?
You hit.
This is so... I can't... This is so good. He jokes, but that's the thing. This is so fucking good.
Play and say, is this the show or an advertisement?
This show's ratings were 6.
When can I pirate it?
Will David Zaslav delete this too?
When?
Where?
How do I watch this?
Why?
Why, yeah.
Who saw it?
Did that play on the moon?
No.
Was that on Quibi?
What's that?
When did that come out?
What's that?
Jesus.
When did that come out?
What's that?
When did that come out?
I'm gonna be honest. Half of these, I don't even know what the hell they are. I've never even heard of them.
While a lot of these shows may have been great, and you personally may have loved them, the problem is there's way too many shows and way too few people watching them.
But what's the solution, Mike?
Get
Make
more
less
people.
shows?
Get
make
more
them
people.
really good? And just advertise them?
No.
No, you idiot. You know what the answer is. Recognizable IPs! New ideas can be scary, and sure, sometimes they work.
Oh,
but
no.
to mitigate financial risk, sometimes you gotta put your chips on a sure bet.
Wow. I guess these guys have seen too many Marvel movies. I mean, look at his shirt. It's a Jurassic Park shirt. How many fucking Jurassic Park movies have they made? Yeah, the recognizable IP is crazy. So stupid. Yeah, that's...
Recognizable IPs?
Oh, he did the...
That's right, for brains, but I'm not just talking about TV shows.
He did the thing.
I'm talking about movies
He knows.
and animated series, too.
Of course.
Is art now just a disposable commodity?
I don't know what the you just said, but here's all the new stuff coming out over the next year or two.
Oh, wow.
Get
What
ready,
is it?
Goes. I sure hope that you don't have a job anymore, because otherwise, who's going to watch all this?
Number one.
Ooh.
Known IPs, remakes, prequels, live action remakes, and something based on something you know, or a person or a thing you've known or heard of before. Jurassic World.
This is bad. This is real bad. Oh my god. Yeah. Jesus. Sounds like Sony. It sounds like a lot of places. Yeah. I mean, it's actually kind of one of the sad things about Concord failing that this happened.
Or heard of before. Jurassic World Rebirth.
Lilo and Stitch remake.
I Know What You Did
What?
Last Summer remake.
The
What?
Karate Kid remake.
There's a nut.
Again? Or again?
A movie about Bob Dylan, starring Timothy Chalamet.
A Michael Jackson movie.
The Minecraft movie, the movie.
I do think the Minecraft movie is like, I get that, like, yeah, it's for kids and everything, but I do feel like it's the best kind of like, oh my god, how did we get here, like, moment. Am I the only person who, like, watched the trailer? I'm like, oh, like, it was like, it kind of just came into my realization, yeah. Not even the kids like it? I don't know.
I'm Steve.
Freakier Friday.
Man.
A sequel to
Freaky
a remake.
Friday. Oh.
Mufasa, the
I did.
Lion
Wait, that was a
King,
remake?
AKA more Lion Kings.
Yeah.
Is that a sequel to a remake as well?
In fact, it is.
I think it's a prequel to a remake as well.
A prequel to a remake of a sequel to an original property?
Yes.
Cash money, baby.
James Gunn's Superman movie. Thankfully, it's
Oh god, they're making another one, another Superman movie. What is this? How do people? The thing is, like I don't even get mad at the companies for doing this, because when they bring out a show or something that's new, nobody watches it. It's like they're not even wrong.
only 10 more years until Superman goes into the public domain.
Man.
Till Superman...
Like, they're not even wrong.
Only 10 more years until Superman goes into the public domain.
Man.
Another Smurfs movie. I'm not sure if this is a sequel or a remake because I don't care.
Live action Moana.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wicked.
The Last Ronin.
Snow White.
Wait, the last... Wait. Oh, that... Wait. What? What?
Hey.
Marvel's Thunderbolts.
Fantastic Four. First Steps.
Mean Girls, the musical. This list was generated by an AI.
I'm Steve.
The Bride. Finally, a female Frankenstein.
So is it a remake of Bride of Frankenstein, or is it a gender swap
Lay out the booze.
The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants.
Number 2, TV series remakes and TV series based on movies. This does not include second seasons of TV series that are already out. Get ready, idiots. I Know What You Did Last Summer remake.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Welcome to Derry, an It TV series.
Told you, dummies.
Twilight animated series.
Dude.
How did we get here? I don't understand. This is so bad. It's so bad. TV's dead. It's like they're just making. It's a Star Wars effect. I don't even understand. It's just so bad in so many ways.
Dune TV series.
Blade Runner 2099 TV series.
Dexter Resurrection, a Dexter prequel. Not to be confused with Dexter the Resurrection of the original.
Alien.
What?
Earth TV series.
Are you just saying words now?
Earth.
Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
Purported to be the gayest Disney product ever. They said.
How is this? They did say that? Why would they say that?
Say that about every single one of them.
How many gays? Star Wars
All of
Skeleton
them.
Crew.
Dungeons and Dragons live action series for Paramount Plus on Paramount Plus exclusively.
Canceled.
To be fair, wait, what? I thought the movie did really well. Wait, so the only one that I was even slightly excited for got canceled?
The Ghostbusters animated series.
The fuck?
I'm Steve.
Oh, I farted.
Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous.
Oh my God.
Legally Blonde prequel series.
The Office spin-off series, not to be confused with the new Australian Office series. Jay, why don't you tell us about the last TV series that's about to come out?
This is
it's the Crystal Lake TV series. Guess what? It's not going to come out. It's going to be delayed, and they're going to change all the producers.
Canceled.
What? It's going to happen.
These shows have producers. Is the producer Grok?
Twitter AI. Good one.
Number 3, movie sequels and continuations.
You know what I've been thinking about this video, right? And it's like, what do I really like about this video? What I really like about this video is the fact that they perfectly capture the vibe that this gives off. It's like, this is the perfect, like, yes, this is exactly how people feel. This sentiment, yeah, this sentiment and just like the way they're talking about it and everything is so fucking perfect. Absolutely. And you get how we feel completely? Yeah.
I think they're all movies. Some might go in the theater, some might be on your TV screen. Who knows? Jumanji, The Last Story. Thank God.
I thought they did that.
28 years later.
Paddington in Peru.
No. I don't believe that.
Later.
Jumanji, The Last Story. Thank God.
I thought they did that.
28 years later.
Paddington in Peru.
No. I don't believe that. It's so fucking stupid. How is this happening?
Captain America, Brave New World.
Another
They've
one.
shot this movie 8 times already.
Tron Ares.
Avengers Doomsday.
Oh, wow.
Mandalorian and Grogu, a.k.a. Baby Yoda the movie.
Rey Star Wars movie.
Avengers.
Oh.
Secret War.
Marvel's
They're still doing that?
Ironheart.
Beetlejuice.
Zootopia 2.
Moana 2.
Oh.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
The Accountant 2.
The Bad Guys 2.
Megan 2.
The Black Phone 2.
Dirty Dancing 2.
Wicked Part 2.
Smile 2.
Joker 2.
See, okay. Can I fucking say that after seeing all of this, I no longer feel bad. I never did, to be fair. But I especially don't feel bad about these people with, oh, AI is gonna take everything. AI can't make anything new. Well, I guess you're using AI then, right? That must be the reason. Yeah, wow, what is this? Yeah, neither can you. Yeah, they can't do it either. This is insane.
Frozen 3.
Incredibles 3.
Now You See Me 3.
Knives Out 3.
Avatar 3. Fire and Ass.
Avatar 4.
No.
Avatar 5.
No.
Toy Story 5.
Avatar 6.
No.
Avatar 7.
Avatar 8.
Mission Impossible.
That'll happen.
Avatar 9.
Avatar 10.
Saw 11.
Avatar
Wait.
12.
Avatar.
Avatar
Saw
10.
11?
Saw.
Okay.
11.
Avatar 12.
Avatar 13.
Avatar 14.
Avatar 15.
Avatar 16.
Avatar 17.
Avatar 18.
This is
Avatar 20.
Avatar 21.
Oh my god.
Avatar the reboot.
The Conjuring, Last Rites.
Thread, an Insidious tale.
Is Insidious Bagul? When does it end?
What are next?
What are next?
What are next?
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
What are next?
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
Don't ask questions, just consume products.
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
You know what's so bad about this? Is that a lot of us, everybody is blaming the studios for being lazy. I blame the people. I think it's the people's fault. Because people aren't watching the original series. I'm sure they try to go and make original series. And then they don't do well because people are like, well, what's that? Oh, this one? I remember. Didn't I watch a movie like this 20 years ago? What's this? What's going on with this again? So, yeah, no, it's the people's fucking fault. People have become zombies. I guess so. This is scary.
Don't ask questions, just consume products.
Ooh.
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
I am Steve.
Don't ask questions, just consume
Don't ask
product.
questions, just consume products.
Just
Don't ask questions,
just buy it.
Just consume products.
Don't ask questions, just
Make it
consume
stop.
product. Don't ask
you can't.
questions, just consume
Don't
product.
There's too many Dumbos.
Just consume
Don't ask
product.
questions. Don't ask questions. Just consume product.
I'm Steve.
Don't ask questions, just consume products.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product.
Is that there's no set formula to this? That you don't need big stars, proven IP, long-running series, casual storytelling to have a hit?
For sure.
Don't ask questions, just consume product.
I think it is so immersion breaking to have Robert Downey Jr. playing two characters inside of the same universe. And one of them is Iron Man, the other one's Doctor Doom. I'm sorry, I think it's so ridiculous. Chris Evans did it. Here's the difference. Is that when the Fantastic Four originally came out versus, like, basically, the Fantastic Four did not come out inside of the MCU. It was a standalone movie. This other stuff is part of Avengers. They're even using the same logo. They're using the exact same logo of the Avengers. It's totally different.
Questions. Gotta reach all the audience. Don't ask questions. Just consume product. What is that? Based on IPs that you recognize.
Jesus Christ.
Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions.
It's gonna be a multiverse thing. What are next? Well, there it is, boys. Man. Oh my fucking god. I don't even, like, what, yeah, the public, yeah, this is, and the thing is that, again, I don't even hold it against the studios. I don't. I feel like the studios are doing whatever is going to work. They are giving the people what they're asking for. And guess what? There's the video right there. This video, this is, I cannot express how good this is, because the entire demeanor of this entire thing fucking perfect. So fucking perfect. There it is. Why there's so many flops though? I don't know. This is so good, man. We're watching original shows from Asia. I feel like that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have moved over to watching anime, is because anime seems to have more original stories. But you're starting to see that happen with anime too, where like every anime is, you know, I'm a loner in high school that's been transported to another world, and all of the people in the world are hot girls with big boobs that like me. You know, I feel like we've really had a lot of those. There's a lot. Hey, those anime, well, it's diminishing return, right? Like, I've watched like 3 of them, and even I'm tired of it. I don't watch a whole lot of anime. You know, a story that never gets old. I guess so, right? But the problem is that people watch it, and they get into it, man. But this is the exact way that I think a lot of people feel about, like, modern media. Or at least, like, people that are more invested. But the problem is that these studios are giving the people what they want. They're not taking risks because they probably did take risks. The risk didn't pay off, and now they're not taking risks anymore. It's that simple. Yeah, they can't appeal to today. Well, it's just, no, it's that people are stupid. I don't want to blame Warner Brothers or Marvel. No, people are stupid. And to be fair, you talk about the Robert Downey Jr. being Dr. Doom. That's the only reason that I knew about the movie. So it's like we can complain and I can say, oh, this is so immersion breaking, it's so bad. But at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the movie. I didn't even know the movie was happening until that happened. You see what I'm saying? It'll take. People want a good product. They're not making good products. The problem is that if the people want a good product and they can't see what a good product is, then who are the people? And how do they express what they want? Well, I would say that people express what they want by their purchasing decisions. And if people are making purchasing decisions that are in one direction, well, then you can pretty much expect that people are going to see that that's what their opinion is. Don't ask question, just consume product. Yes, I know. Consumers don't like risks too. They only pay for things they're familiar with instead of taking a chance on original IPs. Yeah, as I said, it's one of the sad things about Concord is that Concord was an original IP. It was just a really shitty one. So I think that, again, like, you know, you have Concord not do well, and then you're probably going to expect to see, you know, another Horizon game, right? Shogun was an original IP. People loved it. I'm really glad that you bring that up because you're absolutely right, and that's a great point. Shogun was an original IP, and it was great. Shogun was a remake? Really? It was a book? Lord of the Rings was a book. Fight Club was a book. That's acceptable. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. It was a TV show in like the 80s, right? Oh, man. I don't know. Film and a book? Maybe one. Okay, fuck. I guess maybe not. Damn. American Psycho was a book? Yeah, it was. That's true. Lord of the Rings iterations in the 70s. Oh my god, bro. Like, my teacher made us watch Lord of the Rings, the original animated one. It was so bad. I hated it so much. I remember I was in 5th grade, and I remember, like, he made us watch Lord of the Rings, and then he made us watch another, like, you know, like Air Bud or something like that. And then everybody was like, Air Bud is better than Lord of the Rings. Because he was a big fan of it. And he was, like, so mad. He's like, this is such a great book. Like, this story's going to be so good. They're bringing out a movie next year. This is, like, you know, the year 2000. And so, like, 2001 was going to be Fellowship of the Ring. He's like, yeah, it's going to be so good. And, like, he's explaining this to, like, a bunch of 10-year-olds, right? And they're like, yeah. But, so the dog can play basketball? What do you mean he can play? Wait, is he better than Michael Jordan? Oh my god. And he's just like sitting there at his desk. Oh, fuck. Oh man, yeah. Lord of the Rings cartoon was horrible. It was, right? And Shogun was a show in the 70s and 90s. I remember what he would have me do is that whenever I would cause trouble in the class, he would say that I had to go sit in the cubby hole. And I don't even really know what that means, but it was like a shelf that was hollowed out, and I would sit inside of the shelf, and he'd put a piece of cardboard over the shelf to where I was like just stuck in this little tiny dark box, and I would just have to sit there for like an hour. And you know what the best part about it was? It was my favorite part of the day. I was so happy. I was like, can I just sit in there and just fucking zone out? He's like, yep, go ahead. Yeah, shut your ass off. Yeah, I got shelved. I did. Bro, it's like solitary? I know. It was like a reward almost for me. That sounds very not good normally. Totally get you enjoying it. Yeah. And then I remember another thing that he made us do was, and this is all like we're in 5th grade, right? And he made everybody go and write the grade that they got on their standardized test on the board. He made people go one at a time. And I remember the kid, like, he was the dumbest kid in our class, right? And he went up there, and the worst part is people started laughing before he wrote his number down. Everybody's like, uh-oh. Pretty sure it's illegal? Yeah, I don't give a fuck, right? I don't think he does either. And so he writes like a 53. Everybody's laughing, and he's like, it's basically like he just told a really good joke. And that was the funniest thing about the whole thing, is that everybody knew he was stupid, but nobody really bullied him. It's like, yeah, he doesn't know anything, right? He's an idiot. Yeah, he did in Asia, but it's fucked. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like, nobody's even really making fun of him. It was just like, wow, yeah, you're just big dumb. You know? 53 sounds good to me. Yeah. And I'm trying to think some of the other things that he had us do. Oh, that was the class that he would watch us. We would play in the monkey bars. And we had this game where we'd face each other holding on the monkey bars and kick each other in the face until somebody fell off. Yeah. So, like, yeah, having a dude teacher for 5th grade went so hard. Oh my god. Like, he let us do whatever the fuck we wanted. Yeah, chicken fight? Yeah. Yeah, I did that. Dunce cap? Yeah, he would watch. He'd be like, yeah, good job, guys. Have fun. TikTok has a begging problem? People begging and shit on TikTok. What do you mean by that? Get that moose off my screen.
Hey guys, TikTok Live, the cyber graveyard of previously successful...
He got a fidget spinner on his shirt.
social media stars has probably come up on your For You page once or twice. And other than fighting you every time you try to scroll past one, and or happening to show up right when you try to pause a video and you're trying to talk to somebody, so then you end up clicking onto the live stream and it keeps playing, there's also content on there. Believe it or not, and it's really bad. The content consists of begging. Yeah, begging for money. That's pretty much it.
Is that
And I think
really
it would
what
be
it
a
is?
bit of a disservice to bring up TikTok Live and not talk about Jason Nash. If you don't know who Jason Nash is, he was a previously extremely successful internet star, famous for being on the Vlog Squad with David Dobrik, who you probably do know. And since he was fired from the Vlog Squad, he has spent pretty much every waking moment of his life on TikTok live stream. It's become a bit of a meme.
Can someone make Jason Nash a fucking DoorDash account? If I open my TikTok...
That's fucked up.
one more time to seeing him begging for roses on my Live For You page. I'm calling CPS.
So just for the sake of continuity, just to bring up the TikTok Live OGs, the blueprint, I'm going to show you some of Jason Nash's live. I've compiled a lot of clips here, a lot of different random stuff, mostly things I just happened upon, and some things I actually went out of my way to look for. So we're just going to go through all of it, starting with Jason Nash. So before I even had this idea for a YouTube video, I happened to scroll across a Jason Nash live stream, and I almost went right past it until I noticed he was battling somebody who looks like they are fucking blasted. Oh, nice. Carry me.
It's like if you put E-Rob and Greek together.
This dude is out of this world right now. This dude is on the moon.
Man.
Look at him, dude. He can't even blink. He can't even open his eyes if he tried. Meanwhile, Jason Nash is sitting right next to him with his Hawaiian shirt on, just begging for gifts.
Double chat, go, 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 go.
The entirety of this 2 minutes of screen recording.
No, is he live right now? He's live right now.
Chicken.
He's live at this exact very moment.
He has 23 million followers. Yeah, he probably just got on.
Oh my God. No, he's not even wrong. How can you see how many viewers there are? So he just sits here. Top left.
Camera.
100.
Angela says Kanzra. Jess says camera. Spyler
He got 100
says,
viewers?
Jacob Campbell. How are you, Jacob?
He
Thanks
just
for saying hi. I appreciate
So he just
it.
reading chat?
Everybody got it. BM got it. Natty got it first. She's tied with Chicken Poppin'. Natty and Chicken take the shared title. Jess just missed. She got it in 14 seconds. Spyler, Angela, Imoni, and BM Red at the 7th spot. Oh my God. So Joy TV, thank you. Rowan McKenzie in the house. There's Joy TV. He was MVP last game. Go
Wait, he is actually just talking about money
for us today. Twisted Circuit is here. All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do.
He's actually just talking about money.
Ooh. Here's Thunder.
Oh, they got 3 roses.
Oh?
What's up, Jason?
How you doing, man?
Nice haircut.
Thank you, brother.
Let's go.
I'm trying to start it, man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh. Allah illa dela live. Take the chest, join the team, guys. Push
My birthday.
Join a login.
Sorry to disappear with the mist. The doggos were getting into trouble on me. No, Maddie, you were great. You put the mist up, didn't you? Or was that somebody else? Baldy? I don't know what that is.
Oh shit! I gotta get out of here. All right. Damn, that's crazy. What the fuck? So he just sitting there talking about money. Oh my God.
this live stream is just Jason Nash casually or in a monotone manner, like begging for gifts and also thanking people.
So after doing market research, I can confirm this, and I will agree that it basically was just him begging and having random guys come on. Absolutely.
People for gifts, and I say thanking lightly. This dude could not force himself to pretend to be happy if he tried.
He wasn't.
Homebody, jumping in. Thank you, Homebody.
Homebody, thanks for the gift. Peasant. Like, it is the most sad live stream you can ever watch. He has nothing to say. All he ever says is either people's names who have gifted, the gift they send, or the gift he wants. There is no...
He's actually right. It's actually true. Yes, he's right. I can't believe this. Oh my
substance
God.
to these live streams.
Aiden Largy is here. Mofongo, if you're here, put the mist up at 30, okay? What up, Owie the guy?
I also like that the dude he's battling, who is going through something right now. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope he's okay.
He's like... On the other, this guy is drunk and high on TikTok live with this random dude while he's got his girlfriend muted in the background. He's off the map, bro. This, yeah, he's galaxy gassed out of his mind.
He has 15 points. Jason has 3,000. Clearly, the battle's going well. I wish this dude well. Anyways, about a day after this live stream, I happened upon his live stream again, and this time he's battling another former member of the Vlog Squad. This guy's name is Nick. I think he was famous at one point. I don't know. And they do a lot of...
Is this like the is this like purgatory for previously famous internet content creators or celebrities, where like they have to go into... This is like, you know, when Dante gets taken down. And it's like where it's like the first circle of hell. Is that it? Where like all the people that like didn't know about God.
They're battling, so I don't know if they're yelling at each other or they're yelling out of happiness. Anyways, clearly neither of them know how to actually celebrate something out of pure happiness, so they're just like, send me money!
You punching down? This is weird, bro. What, you gonna sit around, you gonna be on the internet begging for money like this shit, and you gotta make it funny. Like, we used to beg for money like crazy. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, the thing is that I'm speaking from a position of experience. Like, we used to, and the thing is that we would make a lot of fucking money. These guys, that's the problem, they're not making the money.
Send me money!
Any Twitch primers?
Also, they're trying to have like a conversation as if they're FaceTiming, as if they're not on live stream in front of 185 people.
The best is when you're battling and you're like down 100,000 points, and then...
Oh, you bitch. And then?
Like, dude, just FaceTime each other. You guys don't need to be live to do this. I know you need that money. I know you need the money. I know
that's all they're doing it.
But like, come on.
Yeah.
And then that same person who just gave you 100,000 points comes over and plays against themselves. That's like, what? Have you ever had that?
The guy just goes...
No.
Also, this Nick guy ends up saying something a little questionable for the live stream, and even Jason is off-put by this.
Yo, is Cornbread sitting down on his fucking phone and just jerking off? I'm not even kidding, Jason. Cornbread is fucking playing with his dick and gifting or some weird shit.
What?
Right, easy.
What? Wait, hold on.
What are you talking about?
What?
Stop talking about people's dicks, please. Anyways, Jason Nash's live streams can be summed up as begging. Yeah, it's actually really sad. It actually makes me sad. I don't think there's much more for me to say. It's kind of like
he's in purgatory, man.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think really the only conversation to be had in reference to Jason Nash's live streams is just the fragility of being a social media influencer nowadays. You can be the top.
See, like, I don't even think that there's a lot of fragility with it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think that, you know, when people fall off, you know why they fall off? They get fat, old, and most importantly, lazy. That's the reason why people fall off. It's because they stop doing what they want to do and they start doing something else people don't want to see. That's the reason. Like, I see people that fell off, and I watch their stream. No fucking shit, you fell off. You should have been lucky to have been on in the first place. That's it. They become lame. They're boring, bro. Yeah, what the fuck? That's what you need to expect. Exactly, playing WoW. Yeah, so many people are just fucking boring. Like, who the fuck's gonna watch some random-ass dude sit there? Wow, thanks for the roses. Wow. Wow, Billy in the chat says hi. Hi, Billy. Thanks for the cookie. Who the fuck thinks this is entertaining? Like, what are you crazy? What's wrong with this?
When it comes to YouTube or TikTok or Twitch, and then all of a sudden, 2 years later, you're live streaming on TikTok and begging for galaxies. And like I said, Jason Nash is the blueprint, but he is by far not the last celebrity to do this. Just a day after watching Jason's live stream, I came across Jeffree Star live streaming on TikTok,
What's he doing?
battling people. Jeffree Star.
What's he
Drop
doing?
his emotes in the chat right now or get out. Drop his emotes right now. Flood it.
And yeah, all he's doing is begging for money on TikTok.
I thought Jeffree Star was like a multi-millionaire. From like, cause I've been to Sephora. They sell Jeffree Star's shit in Sephora. What's he doing this for?
This mother. Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
This is so crazy to me.
Makeup
because
influencer?
in my
Yeah,
mind,
yeah,
the
it does
Jeffree
makeup.
Star that was presented on the internet is such a like powerful, like commanding force in the makeup industry, and now he's begging for galaxies on TikTok live stream.
Well, Jeffree Star was big back in MySpace days. Like, I remember when Jeffree Star started getting popular, like, I was in, like, high school. This was a long time ago. Like, he's like he was an OG.
Oh my god, Jim, they're trying to snipe it. If they snipe this game, I will actually throw up.
Who is this? That's not Jeffree Star.
Never
This
heard
is
of him?
not
He
Jeffree
had a
Star.
controversy?
This is like Jason's
He had like 50 controversies.
son. The nice version of Jeffree Star.
Oh my god, hurry, Jim, get the glove before she leaves. Thank god we got the power out!
Oh, this makes me so sad.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually like Jeffree Star. I know I might get some shit for that. I think he's so entertaining.
And if you thought Jeffree was the last one, no. Just after this, I scrolled on to Lance Stewart's live stream where he's also begging for money doing TikTok.
Damn.
5x, let's go. Juice's hand on our head on a 5x. Thank you.
You might have to be a little bit of a YouTube OG to know who Lance is, but yeah, this is sad. This is really sad.
Guys, to fill up the entire gift gallery, we need a TikTok universe. I'm not expecting to get it, but it would be cool.
These clips are just...
Man, that's really weird. Like, that's crazy. So why do people give them money? So, like, basically, they're just sitting there, like, begging for, like... This, like, it's shocking to me because, like... Who the fuck? Wait, what? What is this?
Screen recordings I got while scrolling past their lives, and they're so awkward. Every single one of these live streams is so awkward. It's painful.
Hey, yo, put a hand on Charles with a hand mustache. Thank you guys so much. What's up?
Anyways, there's not much more to say when it comes to...
Jesus Christ. Who gives them money? Like, that's what's so weird. Like, what? I don't even know what to think. Like...
to celebrities begging for money on the internet. It's sad. But while I was researching for this video, I happened upon a little bit of a new phenomena as far as TikTok live streaming goes. It's these videos of these people just like sitting in hay or water, just staring at the camera. Like, why are they...
Why?
the camera? Like, why are they looking at me like I did something? What? Every time I would scroll past one of these videos, they're just sitting in silence. And I have to click on it. I don't know what they're doing, but assumably they are begging for gifts, but silently. So this is like the silent version of begging for gifts.
That's
just
smart.
waiting for them to come, and then when they do, they celebrate. I happened to get one celebration on camera. All the other ones were just them sitting in silence.
Yeah, that's how they did that.
It's also so popular.
This is amazing.
I want to
look at this myself.
One of these live streams right onto another, and hey, I guess I have to watch it because there's 2 of them now. Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Anyways, I don't really know why I included these in the video.
This
They're just
is
funny
amazing.
to me. There's really nothing wrong going on here. It seems fun. These people seem nice.
The thing is, though, like what's really funny is that these guys that are doing it in these other countries, I bet this is like not that bad of a job to have. Because like they're getting paid tons of money in like their currency and their economy.
Wholesome. I like this.
Oh my God.
As I dove deeper into the TikTok live stream rabbit hole, I came across this account called Chico Face Reveal, which is, you know, probably what you think it is. It's a face reveal account. Anyways, this guy kind of just pretends that he's gonna do a face reveal every time he live streams.
In exactly 24 hours from now, I'm sending all of you guys my face reveal, okay?
So he just streams his hands, and I think he's promoting this app. He's trying to get people to download it off some link on his description.
So go to the link in my bio right now. Once you guys get the app right now, go to my account, Mask King.
And just for the
Wait, so he just wants everybody to download an app? Like this is
the 2 minutes that I watched the stream.
Bro, these
he just goes,
scams are crazy.
Guys, go here and I'll send you my face reveal. Guys, I'm doing my face reveal now, guys.
And send me a message over on the app, and everyone that does, you are all getting my face reveal exactly 24 hours from now.
So I would say this is less begging for money and more like begging for interaction. He's really trying to play up on the fact that he could potentially be a very attractive dude. So I gotta tune in. I gotta send him a galaxy right now. Anyways, this is his
my God, the
page.
chat. Yes.
This is just what he does. He's just apparently has done face reveals almost every day for the last few months.
That I would be face revealing today. Okay guys, I did face reveal the other day on live. Face reveal the other day.
Finally guys, it's all come down to today.
He says today's officially the day. He says go watch the live stream. You go to the live stream. He's telling you to download an app, and then he doesn't reveal his face.
This dude. This is the Generation Alpha version of having to watch the rerun of Goku versus Frieza, the one episode before the fight ends. You remember that? This is the same dude, and we would come home every fucking day, and it would play the same episode, and we're like, okay, it's gonna happen. Now it's gonna be the next episode, and it's something fucking else. Jesus.
Crazy, huh? Who would have thought he would edge his audience so that they would keep coming back for more and more and sending him more and more money and downloading more of these sketchy gift cards / apps that he's promoting so he can make a little bit of money while he still has the chance. That's the TikTok live stream motto. Milk it till you can't. Milk it till it's dry. Why am I always talking about milk? Anyways, his live streams are a little bit more similar to the ones that I'm going to talk about next, which are where they tell you, please don't join my live stream, or else you might end up seeing my booby. You might end up seeing my booty if you join the live stream. Don't join the live stream, or else I might twerk on your face.
Guys, every time someone joins my live stream, I drop something on the floor here.
Don't join the live stream.
This is so fucking shameless. And you guys thought Twitch was bad. Like, if you, let me see, I pull this shit up right now. Do we have anybody interesting on Twitch? Let's see, where's one of these bullshit categories? Here we go. Yeah, at least they're doing something. Oh my God.
Or else I'm gonna have to bend over and put my ass in your face.
Every time I fall,
My sister's doing turbulence!
Don't join the live stream, or else I'm gonna have to do turbulence.
Wait a minute. She's got her brother. Wait. Oh, wow. Wow.
With my butt cheeks.
Join the live stream. Every time we hit a like goal, I will be showing you.
Who is this?
My very spooky Halloween yacht.
Oh, let me see your yacht.
I was a mean drunk.
What? Where's your spooky Halloween yacht? I wanted to see it. To be fair to Eve Irish,
That crying is the average age of the people in the chat.
actually was just doing that for interaction bait. She says later in the video that she's just doing a makeup tutorial thing.
Okay, now that the boys are gone, this is my review of Black Honey by Clinique.
So that's okay, I'll give her a...
Wait, so what did... Actually, you know what? I kind of respect that. So, this is like some girl that is like, let's be honest, obscenely thick. And she uses that to bait people into the chat, and then she just does a makeup tutorial? I can absolutely respect this, okay?
Pass there, but I won't give her a pass for this.
Shoot a different type of load into me.
Yeah?
Wait,
what?
Give her a pass for this.
Shoot a different type of load into me.
Yeah?
Why do I subject myself to this? You won't get away with this, Eve! You won't get away with this! What? Anyways, this type of insinuating that there might potentially be a female body part on a live stream is actually really popular. And we have this girl whose entire page is basically just saying, hey, join my live stream and I'll show you my boobs jiggle.
What? I'm live right now shaking my moo-moos and doing a 360 every time that you guys join my live and send a galaxy.
Oh my god. Autumn Look at the search! Look at the fucking oh my god!
I have never heard of anyone calling their boobs moo-moos, but
fucking oh my god!
I have never heard of anyone calling their boobs moo-moos, but that's good. That's good. I like that.
It's probably just around
makes sense,
to get
right?
around the
Anyway, she
filter.
just does this like every day. Every day she talks about shaking her moo-moos. Join the live and you might see me shake on my moo-moos.
Okay, okay. I don't really have anything negative to say about that. Yeah, you know, it is what it is.
For you, for a
She even shook the moo-moos without the galaxy. Yeah, sometimes I shake my moo-moos anytime you guys join the live, like the live, but I mainly do it for a galaxy.
Send me your life savings and I might just put...
How much is a galaxy? I don't even know. How much is it? How am I getting all these different numbers? Does nobody here go on TikTok? Let me just look it up. I'm gonna look it up right now. How much is a galaxy on TikTok? $13? So you're telling me that you got people that are giving you $13 to shake your titties around, but you could pay for an OnlyFans subscription of a girl to do that without wearing any clothes for $5? Why would anyone pay for that? I could go to Google and search big boob and get 2 million results. Yeah, true. But, like, I'm just saying, like, I don't even understand this. It's hoflation? Ooh.
Potentially show a little bit of my boob.
But if you send a bigger gift, they might even pop out a little bit.
These types of live streams make me really sad and remind me how absolutely...
Hey guys, what do you think the average age of the people that are watching that live stream is? 13? I think you're exactly right. I do. I think that's exactly where it is.
Deprived the male mind is. Like, guys, just go jork it. You don't have to go in these live streams and give anyone money. There's free stuff. You could just meet a girl in real life. Did you know that?
No.
You could just talk to women in real life. Crazy.
No.
Doesn't cost any money either. I know.
Nah, she actually did. It's not my fault you guys sent 10 galaxies in a row on my live, and I started shaking my moo-moos and they popped out.
She's usually alone, but sometimes she does these videos with her boyfriend, and they're so...
She does it with her boyfriend. Oh my god. This is so
funny. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but they're so...
Phase 4 of Project Assembly completed. If style was measured in my performance reports, yours would be something special. Regardless, saving the day is within our grasp. Do not lose focus now. You must understand the weight on your shoulders, but you are not alone. I am here, and I know exactly what's at stake. This goes beyond Earth. Your actions will affect the universe at large. You might think I am exaggerating. Perhaps you will understand once you finish Project Assembly. Phase 5 awaits. I expect your best work.
funny.
Now I know it really popped out on live. How do they know that they're pierced?
Guys, no. How did you know that she had big, juicy boobs that are pierced? No. Guys, join the live if you want to see her big boobs. No. Dang it.
So he's pimping his girlfriend out, calling her moo-moos? Oh my...
Yes, it did.
It did. I seen it. I was watching it. I liked it.
Whoa.
It popped out. They were shaking.
Every time they make one of these videos, they try so hard to make sure it hits the 1 minute mark, and it's so funny.
And drop a Galaheezy if you want for the shake that thing dance.
I'm saving that for the live.
We're live right now.
Right now.
As another TikTok.
Here's what's fucked up. Give me a minute. 67,000 likes. Look at that. That's insane. Wow. So they're making money.
Right now.
As another TikTok creator who is trying to make money on the app, I get it. I get the struggle. Sometimes you gotta milk just the last few seconds just to get that money.
We're live, right? Meow.
Yes.
We're live, right? Meow.
Anyways, would it surprise you if I told you that I joined their live stream a few times, didn't end up screen recording anything, and she didn't show her moo-moos? Dude, what the freak? I sent you $100. Show me your boobies.
Shaking my moo-moos.
Anyways, all of this has led me to the final bit of my rabbit hole. And this final bit of the rabbit hole that I fell into is this guy named Straight Drop Lace. He's been a live streamer and a TikToker for a long time. He used to dress up like the Joker. Doesn't really do that anymore now.
Show us your moo-moos. The thing is that, like, this is so degenerate. It is. This is crazy. And I think that what's so weird about this is the fact that, like, so much of this content, like, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I feel like a lot of this content is very much geared towards, like, very young people. Like, it just like the way they're talking and everything. It's nuts.
He just has green hair, I guess. I don't know. He wears a car key on his neck. I don't know why. He also has gold grills, and he's literally like baked orange. He's always as tan as you could possibly be. Anyways, take everything that we previously covered, I guess except for the moon.
Transform materials at their most fundamental levels. I am sure even you can appreciate the power to manipulate atomic bonds. Most importantly, you are now able to locally create fixite, a highly adaptable synthetic metal, ideal for any kind of construction. It is everything we need to save the day, and perhaps its admirable qualities can inspire you.
And apply it to one person. That is who Straight Drop Lace is. TikTok live streamers beg for money. Oh, he's the king of begging for money. TikTok live streamers trying to bank on thirst so that they can get some more money from their fans who are attracted to them.
Yeah, of course.
He's the king of attracting middle-aged women. Also, apparently he abandoned his kid. This is alleged. I don't know. I haven't done much research, but he gets a lot of comments about not taking care of his kid. And
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like TikTok now is just every time I hear about TikTok Live. Okay, I'll tell you this: I've never heard about TikTok Live and it not be bad. I've never heard a single thing about this platform ever in my life that wasn't bad. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's not good. Just in case you didn't know, it's not good to abandon your child. So, so don't do that. Anyways, I happened upon his live stream towards the end of gathering all this stuff, and I swear to God, he is the master of begging for money. Nobody can beg for money like this dude.
He's never watched McConnell. Bro, like, he never even seen McConnell. What are you talking about?
Does he beg for money? He makes his audience feel bad for not sending him money.
Thanks to all of our ice cream cones, you guys can help me get $200 just by gifting 20 galaxies. So if you want to gift one galaxy right now, you would get me one step closer.
20 galaxies. So if it's $13 times 20, that's $460. Why do you need 406? Oh, child support payment. Right. Okay, never mind. Say 260, sorry.
So to reaching my goal.
Guys, I need $200 right now. And how we're going to do this is you guys are going to send me $200 right now, guys. And the way that this is going to help me is I'm going to have $200 right now, guys. Thanks so much. This is TikTok Live. There are no thoughts in his head other than money.
Yeah,
money.
Of course.
Send me money. Send me money. He never once, I don't think, reads chat. He only ever reacts to GIFs. And usually in a not very positive light.
So if we can reach 1 galaxy, then I would obtain my goal right now. Now this is TikTok Live. Let's slam dunk this one goal, baby. 1 galaxy. I'm not battling anybody. All we want is a galaxy from one of our loyal fans.
He spends the
So somebody's giving him the roses that I would assume are less than a galaxy, and so he's not even acknowledging the roses because he wants the bigger gift. This is amazing.
Of this
oh my god!
Asking for
a rose is 1 cent.
$200 and then telling people $200 isn't a lot of money.
All right, $200 isn't a lot, but I live video to video.
Hey man, if $200 isn't a lot of money,
video to video,
don't ask other people for it. Crazy, crazy thought.
But I live video to video, and right now I need $200 to make the next video.
He lives video for video, and he needs $200 to make the next video. Excuse me if I'm wrong, Straight Drop.
You need $200 to make that video? You need $200?
If you live video to video, you would make money from the videos. You wouldn't need money to make the videos. That's not how it works. Making videos is actually free.
Oh my
just
god!
In case you didn't know that.
Yo, $200 get the attention.
What? Whoa!
The fuck?
He just flashbanged us. Give me $200. Give me $200.
Wait, he did that?
He's trying to brainwash us.
Shout out to all the haters for paying attention, watching me earn my living right here. This is how I make my money.
This is how I make my money.
This is amazing. He just goes out into the street somewhere in an intersection, and this is like the scuffed Joker that's sitting there begging for money in the middle of the street. It's like it's a GTA NPC. Yes, this is insane. Just yapping, begging for
Hey guys, I need $200.
Oh my god!
That's how I make my money. Guys, send me $200 right now. Please, I need it. That's how I make my money. No, you don't make your money. Other people make it for you, and then they give it to you.
Shout out to everybody. Send your roses. 3 lightning bolts. Let's go right now.
Look at the chat. Let me read the chat. Cyber begging L. Put out the fries in the bag. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Oh my god.
Let's go right now.
Eventually he starts getting gifts, and he's happy at first. This one guy sends a lightning, and he's really happy with
that
it.
money?
With the fucking roses are red. Good. You get me feeling good. Like Thomas right now dropping a lightning bolt.
But then later on, he says lightning doesn't strike a place twice. Let's prove them wrong.
They say the lightning never strikes the same place twice. Well, here, let's prove them wrong.
So then the
dude
he's
just figuring out this is how. You know what? These people aren't the problem. The people giving them money are the problem. Imagine hearing that from the scuffed GTA Joker and then thinking to yourself, yeah, it does. I'm going to send him more money. I'm sorry, but at that point, there's an old phrase, a fool and his money are soon parted. And I think that's just about it. Western TikTok is the root of the problem. This is amazing. Like, you deserve, I don't care. Like, if he is a billionaire, he deserves it. Every cent that he gets, he deserves. Because I can guarantee you whoever had, let's say scuffed GTA Joker is going to spend this money on a 40 and crack. Probably a better way of spending it than whoever had the money in the first place.
It's another lightning, and he gets